The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, to my left, we got a man that really needs no introduction, for he is known the world over. It's the one, it's the only, it's Pops.
Welcome to True School Sports, talking some more boxing. Take it away, BT.
Yeah, so hope everybody's doing good. I know it's midweek. You know, you got people out there working the jobs, trying to get it how they live, feeling tired, feeling groggy. They just want to, they just want to hear some good old boxing talk. So if you had a hard day today, hope this next 2 hours bodes well for you and you enjoy what we talk about here on True School Sports, because we do appreciate you guys. I want to give you guys a program reminder. Okay, Saturday. I know last week there was no live. This week there will definitely be a live. Saturday, Tank Davis, Rolly Morrell live fight reaction. Make sure you guys join us, and that will be very, very great. Now, we have a lot to talk about. Obviously, we're going to get into Rolly Tank because that's the talk and all the hooting and hollering is about that. Obviously, we're going to get into Kambosos Haney because that's a big popular topic of discussion right now. But you know what? The heavyweight division has stolen the headlines today. The entire heavyweight division has stolen the headlines today. By the way, guys, make sure you smash that like button so that YouTube knows that you're rocking with your boy BT, and this video gets out to more people who aren't subscribed to this channel, that don't know about this channel, so we can get some more people in here and help the channel grow. Please do that, and that'd be greatly appreciated. But the heavyweight division really stole the headlines today because you had Joshua, Fury, and Wilder all involved in some things that were notable. So we're gonna get into that now. Mind you, Pops, you haven't even seen the video I was telling you about earlier with Joshua. No. So for those that don't know what I'm talking about, Anthony Joshua trains at this college campus somewhere in the UK. And I guess when he was leaving the facility today, or in the last couple of days, whenever this happened, some of the kids, the college kids in the dorm from the dorm room, they went ahead and started yelling at him and shouting at him. Yeah. They said that he's ducking Tyson Fury. Wow. And apparently they were cursing at him and using profanity and whatnot. And Anthony Joshua got so pissed off and so flustered by these kids saying that he was ducking Tyson Fury that he actually went into the building, found the dorm room, went into the dorm, and threatened to break these kids' jaws with people.
I wouldn't even waste my time. I mean, that's a little immature on Anthony Joshua's part. I mean, they're just college kids trying to clown him around. All right,
well, I'm gonna get to the comments. We're gonna acknowledge some comments, and then we'll go talk about Joshua and all that stuff. So. Shout out to my man, the Nordic Warrior, and an OG here on YouTube. Very, very nice guy. Really great content. Always speaks his mind and shoots it straight from the hip. So shout out to Nordic Warrior. Hope you're good. Go subscribe to him. Carl Hansen, my main man from Australia, he says, from a hero to zero, just like that. Absolutely. It takes years to build a reputation, but only a moment to tarnish it. Nosy Rosie, what's good? She says, hey, what is Anthony Joshua talking about? He's the bully. Well, I'll play a video for you in a second, Nosy. Rosie, MAW, BT, Pops in chat. What I missed? You haven't missed anything. You came in at the right time.
Right on time.
You're only like 3 minutes in, so you ain't missed nothing yet. But now we're gonna get to that nitty gritty, right? So, Pops, you haven't even seen this video, so I'm gonna play it for you, and I want to see what you think about it. Now we're gonna go brand. So yeah, for those that don't know, Anthony Joshua threatened some college kids today. So here's what he said. Look, Pops. Look, here you go. Here you go.
Remember you're running your mouth because when I bring people up here and I start cracking your glass straws, none of you will like it. When your jaws start breaking, people start chasing you out of this uni, none of you will like it. Watch your mouths, because you don't know who you're talking to sometimes. I know, listen, all that public eye bullshit, I ain't into all that. Remember you're running your mouth, because when I bring people up here and I start cracking your glass straws, none of you will like it. When your jaws start breaking, people start chasing you out of this uni, none of you will like it. Watch your mouths, because you don't know who you're talking to sometimes. I know, listen, all that public eye bullshit, I ain't into all that.
So there you go. There's a lot to unpack there. It's funny because Anthony Joshua. Well, let me ask Pops first. What was your impression on Anthony Joshua threatening the college kids?
I think he was more immature than the college kids themselves. I mean, you should act like a professional, be a professional, and move on from that. For you to even take the time to go out there and say that to college kids tells me a lot about you, which I don't really like.
Yeah, and there's always been this thing in boxing amongst the fans and the fighters that there's this theory that Anthony Joshua he's been playing a character. He's not really being his real and authentic self. There's people that say that Anthony Joshua has just been a creation of the corporate media machine, and that all this politically correct bullshit he always does in his interviews, that's not really him. And a lot of people now who think this, they're saying this is the real Anthony Joshua. Now I'm gonna tell you guys this. I'm not gonna name no names. I'm not even gonna say where they're from, but I know a fighter personally from the UK. I'm gonna say his name, but this fighter once told me, because he grew up with Anthony Joshua and he had friends who grew up with Anthony Joshua.
Okay. And
he said apparently Anthony Joshua, when he was in school, he used to bully the little ass kid. So it looks like if that was true, he's getting back to his roots. He's getting back to his roots, and he's going up there and he's picking on these little immature college kids.
Yeah, I get it when you're in elementary or whatever, junior high. I get that, but once you pass all that and you become successful and you're professional like he has, there's no need. You're always going to have people hate you, whatever. But these young kids in college, are you really going to go knock on the door for two measly kids and just because it got bother your ego? Come on, Josh. Josh, if you know better than that.
MAW says, sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will break your jaw.
Yeah, that's crazy. You got a good point there.
The funny part, what I thought was funny about it was I found it pretty hilarious when Anthony Joshua says all that public eye bullshit. I'm not into that, which is funny because for the most part, Anthony Joshua cares about the public eye probably more than any other fighter. So to hear him say that was pretty funny. But Pop, I'm gonna ask you this, because I said this in a video that's gonna drop later on. I was saying earlier that I feel like all the years of Anthony Joshua carrying British boxing on his shoulders in the mainstream, from the sold-out stadiums to the big heavyweight fights to the loss to Ruiz, I feel like he's been under such a microscope for so many years, and people have such a split opinion on him that I think the criticism and the pressure has been getting to him. And he had that breakdown apparently when he fought Ruiz in the debut. Do you feel like his reaction to this is because he's feeling that pressure and he's maybe on his way to another breakdown?
I'm going to say if you literally get pressured by two college kids hunting you down, and you really got to go all the way up to what you did, it just shows me that you haven't matured to the point that you should carry yourself in a better way. I will say that if throughout his media, he's always carrying that facade or the persona. When
you say stay humble, stay humble,
right, stay in the front of the camera, and he's nice and all this, and then he comes out and the true colors come out, then you're living too loud. You're not really being the person that you really should be.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So that to me, that right there, I didn't like him at all. I think that was very unprofessional on his part. Do you okay? Now I'm gonna play the reverse side. By the way, shout out to all 16 of you here. Make sure you smash that like button. I'm gonna play the reverse, Pops. Do you think that maybe this could actually be a good? Maybe he's carrying this mean streak with him because people have been saying that he's too soft and he's too nice. So now he's trying to be that guy, and it's leaking to other parts of his life, and he's gonna be that guy when he fights Usyk in the rematch. What do you think? I don't think that. I think you still should have the maturity level to know that, okay, if it was me, this is just two young kids that are actually bothering you. It bothered your ego, bothered who you really was, and you didn't like it. Nope. So you went upstairs for two kids, not fucking 10,000 students, two kids, and literally did what you did. How about if I fucking crack you in your fucking head? How about that, you motherfucker? You should have a little more respect and carry yourself in the right way. You didn't he not carry himself in the fucking right way. And if he's pissed off because that having a mean streak and how to treat young kids and how to ignore,
all they really said, I mean, maybe they.
And you better get ready because motherfucking the Bronx Bomb is coming back.
We'll get to that in a second. Maybe the.
I like him. I don't like the fact that if you're playing two roles, if you're living a role in front of the camera, you're just a goody good shoot, but you're actually an asshole in another life. Then what are you really living? You live in a fucking facade, a fake fucking life. Be real. People will accept you more, will hate you more, but you'll be real.
So all they really said was that he ducked Tyson Fury, right? So how could he expect, right? Because I know people are still holding out hope for the Joshua Fury undisputed. A lot has to happen. Obviously, Fury has to want to still box. Joshua has to beat Usyk. Then they got to come to an agreement. That's a lot of factors. But
too much.
If they were to fight, right? How could he ever in his life expect a chance to beat Tyson Fury?
Well, I'm gonna tell you,
if he can't even take criticism from some college kids.
This Say what you want about Fury, but Fury calls it the way he sees it. He says things the way he sees it, and he lives his life the way he carries himself outside the ring and in front of media who will come out and talk about sex and all kinds of shit. He's very open about whatever he does, and that's why people get close to him.
They gravitate.
They gravitate more to him. Joshua needs to grow up. To me, it's a big immaturity for him, and you gotta give props to Fury for how he carries in front of the public. He's always real about what he says. That's what Josh is doing, living a lie or thinking that he has to be mean. If he wants to be mean, go in the fucking ring, go pick up the biggest, baddest heavyweights, and go get your ass pounded at fucking 20 rounds with different kind of heavyweights, and then you can see how bad you really are. But don't sit there and go to two young college kids because you don't like what they're telling you that you're gonna crack them. I'm gonna fucking crack your fucking ass.
Y'all got fired up.
I don't like that. I mean, that's not good. I don't think that's gonna help him to the fight, to tell you the truth. You want to mean speak? Go pick on your own people on your own size. Have a little more respect. I mean, you're a little older than that. At least I thought.
He's 32.
Yeah, so
32.
Grow up, Anthony Joshua. I do like you. I'm a fan of yours, but I don't like how you carry yourself.
Nathan Carey, shout out to him. He says Joshua got his feelings hurt by pencil neck geeks. Joshua is soft.
There you go. You said it. That's unreal.
AJ didn't realize he was on camera. Show some true side. I don't think that helps. No. Look, my thing is this, right? If he has been playing a corporate media facade character over the years, then listen, the money's in the bank, all right? Endorsements are there. Maybe you might lose one or two, but the money's in the bank. You're wealthy. You don't need to box. Be your damn self. Show that when Usyk gets in front of you, or Tyson Fury gets in front of you, or whoever the case may be gets in front of you. Keep that same energy.
Yeah.
Be that same person, because boxing. Anthony Joshua has everything in reverse. Mm-hmm. He's fucking civilized in the boxing ring, but in real life he's trying to be a savage. He's supposed to do it in reverse. He's supposed to be a savage in the ring and then be civilized in real life, but he got it backwards. Yeah. And the fact that he has it backwards leads me to believe that Anthony Joshua is a confused individual.
Yeah, I just think that, like I said, to me, he was very unprofessional. If he feels that way, I hope that when he fights Usyk again, he throws some fucking punches. The way he wants to go punk up on those colleges, I want him to sit there and fucking be as aggressive when he sits in front of Usyk. That's what I want to see. I want to see him throw some punches and do some shit that he's supposed to do instead of sitting there picking out two fucking college kids. That's a small percentage that you really had to go get your ego and go up there and say something to him. That tells me a lot about you, Joshua. I'm very surprised. And if you're living two lives, you better wake the fuck up and live one.
Absolutely. And former WBC heavyweight champion Frank Bruno, he did an interview with Kugan Cash just recently at some sort of British awards dinner, right? Mm-hmm. And he was asked a question like, if Joshua gets past Fury, or Joshua gets past Usyk, what does he think about the Joshua versus Fury fight? And Frank Bruno's response was, I quote, Anthony Joshua has a better chance of winning the next Olympics than beating Tyson Fury.
Oh, shit.
That's what he said.
Well, don't waste your time.
He said he don't got it. He don't got the juice.
He don't have that mean streak, that the British mean streak that you should have. Hey man, if he can, you see that a lot of times. Somebody see a lot of bullies that want to bull somebody that they're not actual their size or anything, but then when somebody that's confronted that feels strong, they can't do shit about it. You know what I mean?
And there's a lot of those guys in boxing.
Benavidez, for an example, a few months ago, Plant slapped the shit out of his small brother.
That was like a year or
whatever it was. A year ago, it slapped the shit out of his brother, and he just sat there. Another weight bully.
You can't say that bad about Benavidez because we're haters.
No, I'm not. I'm just telling you the way I see it. I put that in my comments.
I know.
The same thing is, you got to carry yourself the way you are. You can't sit there and live a facade or a fake personality. Double life. You're so beautiful and this and that, and then you go out there and you put yourself at that level. That's what I'm saying about Joshua.
Okay. MAW, he says Tyson Fury is no saint himself either. He's just a better talker. And no, he isn't. I never said he was. But guess what? He's going to be part of this live too. We'll get to him in a second. But right now, look, this is how it's going to go. We're going to talk about AJ. Then we'll get to Fury. And then we'll get to Wilder. They're all in the news for something one way or the other. Yeah. So that's where we're at right now. Milky Way says, I think that was a high school student. That's even worse.
That's even worse.
Yeah.
That's even worse. Couldn't even do that.
So yeah, that's what it is, man. Anthony Joshua.
I mean, I wish you the best. Don't get me wrong. But if he's living 2 lives and doesn't want to be the real deal, I don't even know if he grew up in a rough neighborhood in the UK. Did he?
I mean, from what I understand, they say that Anthony Joshua grew up in Watford, which is part of London.
Is that rough?
And they say what part of Watford? They say he was from. I can't remember the name. He said it one time.
Yeah.
When he was protesting for Black Lives, he said the exact part of the neighborhood he was from.
Okay, whatever.
But I mean, he sold drugs. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, he did his thing. We know he's got the bad boy behind him, but don't sit there and try to sell yourself as a good angel, as a good altar boy, and then go out there and do something like that to the high school, college kids, whatever you want to call it. I don't like that.
Because the reality is this: we're all humans at the end of the day, right? And when it comes to the media and stars, for the most part, they hail you so they can nail you. They build you up and they break you down.
I'll tell you something. I'm like this everywhere I am. I've been like this in all my jobs, everywhere. People, and my philosophy in life is: you fucking like me the way I am, or you can fucking hate me the way I am, but you know where I stand with you. And that's how it should be in life, in my thing. So straight shooter. Don't sit there and try to, how you doing? Oh yes, I believe in this and this in front of the fucking media. Then you're gonna go put that down when somebody calls you something. You want to go there and pick on them.
So for those that don't know what we're talking about, because we have got a couple more new viewers since we just started the live. For those that don't know what we're talking about, Anthony Joshua was being heckled by some college kids on a college campus where he trains at, and they said that he's ducking Tyson Fury. And he felt so bad about it. He felt some type of way about it to the point where he went into the building, found the dorm room, went to the dorm, and this is what he said. Have a listen.
Remember you're running up, because when I bring people up here and I start cracking your glass drawers, none of you will like it. When your drawers start breaking, people start chasing you out of this uni, none of you will like it. Watch your mouth, because you don't know who you're talking to sometimes. I know, listen, all that public eye bullshit, I ain't into all that. Remember you're running up, because when I bring people up here and I start cracking your glass drawers, none of you will like it. When your drawers start breaking, people start chasing you out of this uni, none of you will like it. Watch your mouth, because you don't know who you're talking to sometimes. I know, listen, all that public eye bullshit, I ain't into all that.
So there you have it. Man. Anthony Joshua, off the camera, behind the scenes, and that's what
I mean. I could understand if he said something about his family or whatever the case, or this and that. But come on, man, just because he's trying to tell you something, maybe the kids are telling you pretty true. Maybe you are scared of Tyson Fury. I mean, maybe you have.
Listen, we weren't there, so we don't know. I mean, they may have said he ducked Tyson Fury, and they may have said some really other disrespectful remarks along with that. But at the end of the day, right, when you're someone of a higher standing, right,
stature right now,
like Anthony Joshua, a guy that is one of the stars of boxing. You just don't do stuff like that. I know we're all human. We all make mistakes. But, in this day and age with social media and camera phones and things like that, you will get exposed. It's almost impossible to not get exposed if you do some stupid shit. So it is what it is. Boxing degenerate quotes Mike Tyson by saying social media made y'all way too comfortable to be disrespectful and not get punched in the face. I agree. I agree with that. But at the same time, it's like Anthony Joshua, all they were was words. Now, if you want to compare the Anthony Joshua situation to the Mike Tyson airplane situation, it's different. First and foremost, Anthony Joshua was not sitting in a closed space, a congested environment to where he couldn't get away from these guys. He was on his way somewhere else. He was nowhere near these guys. He had to go out of his way to find the damn dorm and go in the dorm. So it's a different situation. But I do agree with that Tyson quote. We got a lot of internet tough guys. I know a couple of them here on the YTBC. They talk a whole great game, but when they go to the fights, they don't really talk like that. So I get where Mike is coming from, but different situations. MAW says, I ain't gonna lie though, I got a problem with Tyson Fury only wanting to come back if AJ wins an Usyk rematch. He should bring the same energy and fight Usyk if Usyk wins again too. And you're absolutely right. And that's something that I want to even start talking about a little bit more because Tyson Fury, you know what?
Is he like disrespecting Usyk, or does he think he's that good?
No, he doesn't think he can beat him. Now, I'm glad you said that because we're gonna pivot into Tyson Fury. We can come back to AJ later on because, but it's a perfect segue to Tyson Fury. So Tyson Fury has been given all this time by the WBC to make a decision on what he wants to do, quote unquote, right? And what he's doing while he's waiting to make a decision is this.
Tyson Fury в говнище, бедняга. Еле-еле передвигается. Здоровый тип. Блин, его тачку не садит. Блядь, зачем взлетать? Tyson Fury в говнище, бедняга. Еле-еле передвигается. Здоровый тип. Блин, его тачку не садит. Блядь, зачем взлетать? Tyson Fury в говнище, бедняга. Еле-еле передвигается.
My bad. For some reason, I don't know why I started playing on a loop, but you guys get the picture. Tyson Fury out here getting intoxicated, kicking taxis. It's just not. It's not a good look because we get it. You know, you're a human. You've been training all your life. You've been training. We get all that, but you can't be out here kicking taxis.
I know, but sometimes when you get drunk and stuff, we all do stupid things that we don't know until after we sober up and we realize how stupid we were.
Wasn't Fury the one himself who said that, like, you know, he has to be in the gym training all the time because if he's not training all the time, then he'll start going back to drugs and alcohol. Yeah. So isn't this like a bad sign?
No, I don't think so. I think what actually happened is he enjoyed his time off. He enjoyed what he said. He's tired for now. When he gets a chance to decide when he wants to retire. And he's going out there partying, vacation with his family, and he drank too much. And we all know when we drink sometimes we do stupid things. We get a DUI, get pulled over. We do crazy shit when we're drunk, but then when we sober up, we look at the video, we look what we did, we like regret it, but we can't change it. So maybe, I mean, I do like that he did have a taxi driver to him driving by himself.
No, he did. He kicked the damn taxi. It wasn't a taxi.
He didn't call it that taxi?
He kicked the damn taxi.
Oh, shit. Okay. So I think he was just too drunk, didn't realize what he was doing, and he just went off the bottom. But that being said, it's not a good public thing. If he's going to do that, he should be running with his brother, running with somebody that can try to calm him down.
Personally, look, I think it's a horrible sign.
Yeah.
Tyson Fury ain't one of these. You talking about like he's some normal freaking civilian. Like no, there is no in between with Tyson Fury. It's either he's going to get drunk off of his ass and spiral out of control, or he's going to be sober-minded and he's going to live a disciplined lifestyle as much as humanly possible. I know it sounds fucked up, but he's one of them people. There is different types of people in the world. He's one of them people. There is no damn middle. There is no managing. There is none of that.
Okay, I understand that, but I'll say it again.
You're not getting it. You're talking about like he's you or he's
no. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is I understand.
You know what this guy can drink?
Okay, I understand, but I'll say it again. He got to drinking. A lot of subscribers here, I'm sure they got drunk. They done stupid shit in their time.
They don't drink like Tyson Fury.
Okay,
I promise you.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying, the principle. My point is, he drank, and when you drink too much and you go overboard, you do stupid things that you regret later. But I don't think he's going downhill because of that.
You're missing the whole point. But anyway,
what's the point?
The point is, this motherfucker is not like regular people. Okay. He can't be out there drinking. Okay. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I got you.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. There is no down that way.
Once you go down, you're done.
Okay,
you're done.
Okay, man. Okay.
I hope not, but I'm just saying, like, he's even said it himself.
Yeah,
like,
I just think he's having a good time.
Young one says, "Damn, is he drunk? That's not a good idea. Whoever he's with needs to stay away from him before he rolls back downhill." Boxing Degenerate also wanted to say, Fury drinks like he's Andre the Giant.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay.
This ain't no regular drinker. This ain't no
I can stop when they want to.
Oh, I'm gonna manage it. I just call it. No, it's not that.
I know. I mean, maybe I'm just trying to cover.
This is time
because I think we all got that. Like Brendan says, he's not in between guys.
No,
he's either going to the dark side, all the way deep, or he's gonna go ahead and keep it straight.
That's it. How can Tyson even fit in that sedan? Maybe that's why he was upset. Maybe the driver told him, your ass is too big to fit in this car.
Yeah.
He got mad and kicked the shit. Who knows, man? But
it's not a good look.
It's not a good look. And I hope and swear to God that the WBC at some point, they don't drag this out. They don't make this a thing where, like, they're going to keep
giving too much time.
Giving them too much time. Like, you got other heavyweights, other guys that are trying to make a name for themselves, guys like Joe Joyce, guys like, Hrgovic, guys like Usyk that still want to achieve greatness in the sport. Obviously, AJ's still in the mix. So they need to come to some conclusion soon because this ain't the right thing. It's not fair to the other heavyweights that they gotta wait on Tyson Fury and for him to go through his roller coaster of emotions to figure out what the future of the heavyweight division is. Now, mind you, I love Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
I mean, I got Tyson Fury on my wall 3 times here. So I'm a fan, but
isn't he waiting for the outcome of one fight or something like that? That's why there's this whole thing. They want to keep him.
Yeah, he's waiting for the outcome of Usyk versus Joshua because he doesn't want to fight Usyk. He wants to fight Joshua. So if Joshua wants to come back, but if Usyk wins, he's not coming back.
I mean, okay, that's still not right though. I think he should fight either or.
Well, that's what one of the other commenters was saying.
I don't think
he should fight either or
because if Usyk beats him again, it's going to expose Joshua that he's not ready for the big fights. Even though, let's get it right. If Joshua and Fury, that'll still be a big, huge, humongous fight in the UK. No matter how you want to slice it, it's just the way it is. Look, who did we have? The two British that we just had that did pretty good in the UK. So having him there, but I don't think it's right. I think you're really disrespecting Usyk. And I'll tell you something. If he gets in the room there with Usyk might show him out. He
might. Young One says Tyson Fury is not the kind of guy to have one night of drinking and lay out for a while. Hopefully I'm wrong. He ain't.
I know.
This type of you could fill a stadium with people and he'd be the life of the party. That's who he is.
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of guy he is. But I hope it's not. I hope it's just a minor setback and it's not.
I hope WBC happen to get.
But the WBC needs to. I think for even Tyson's own good.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if the WBC does the Tyson's going to lollygag around
and get in trouble.
So for Tyson's own sanity, listen. WBC. If y'all really care about Tyson Fury, which I know you guys don't, you just care about the sanctioning fees. But if you care about Tyson Fury one bit. Make a decision soon so he can figure out what he's going to do with his life next. Because him being in limbo like this,
it's not good.
It's not good for him. An idle mind is the devil's playground. Now, shout out to my man Milky Way. He says AJ did the same thing to Tyan Booth. I've watched many of Tyan Booth's videos. I'm actually going to go to his channel soon because I'm pretty sure he's going to have a lot to say about Anthony Joshua threatening these college kids. But yeah, apparently Tyan Booth. For those that know who Tyan Booth, that's on you. You should know Tyan Booth. He's a legend. Tyan Booth
was a boxer.
Well, he was a boxer, but Tyan Booth, he said a couple years ago when he went to AJ's gym in Sheffield, the Olympic Training Center, Anthony Joshua threatened him to get out the gym. But that wasn't on camera. But who knows if he was telling the truth or not? He could have just been joking around. But after today,
I would believe it.
I believe him.
Yep.
Let me see. Dundada, what's good? He says AJ is a hood ninja. He is. He not no posh dude.
Yeah.
BT and Pops added again. Salute, Dundada. What's good, champ? How you living?
Man.
Hope all is well. I've only been seeing you in live, so good to see that in that chat.
Yeah.
I'm sure he only wants to do the AJ fight because it's huge for the country. Yeah, but my thing is this, right?
Same thing.
My thing is this: if you're claiming to be the greatest fighter in history, you're the same guy that said there's not a man born from his mother's cunt who could beat Tyson Fury. These are his words.
Jeez.
That means whoever comes out that fight, he best be fighting.
Yeah.
Because Usyk is a great champion, great fighter, arguably the pound number 1 fighter in the world.
Give him respect.
Undisputed cruiserweight champion, undefeated in the pro ranks, gold medalist, has all the accolades. Would easily be if Fury were to beat Usyk. I wouldn't say easily, but you could argue that it's the best win of his career with Klitschko and Wilder. It's up there.
Either way, you gotta give Usyk.
Usyk is more than a formidable opponent. For Fury.
For him just to sit, so you basically just want to pick and choose.
Yeah,
that's not a good look.
Milky Way says AJ is turning into the street version of Benavidez and Fedora, another way bully. Yeah, he was like, yeah, these guys are fucking pussies. I put them in the hospital. I just want to give the fans the exciting fights.
Yeah, but a lot of people were saying that.
Hey, hold on.
Some in comments they said they were bullies.
I gotta cut you off. So I put out a video recently giving substantial evidence as to why Dave Benavidez is a protected fighter. You guys may love it, you may hate it, but it is the truth. He has avoided 2 fights, one with Plant and the other with Better BF. But I can't believe this happened today. A guy actually accused me of being a Canelo fanboy. Oh my! I heard it all now.
Yeah. I think one of the comments on that video, because I watched the video, one of the subscribers was saying that why you even comparing Benavidez to Benavidez when he's not even in that weight class?
He was in that weight class.
I know that.
Niggas don't know that he was in that weight class.
He was like, well, why are you talking about that guy when you shouldn't. I'm like, you must not listen to BT. We told you before.
You don't even gotta listen to me. Y'all got the same tools I got. Y'all got Google. Y'all got social media. Y'all got.
I just stay quiet.
Loads of information, and I'm not pulling this out of thin air. Like,
not pulling out his ass. That's for sure.
Young one says, I can't imagine a situation where Usyk beats him being Tyson Fury. Mm-hmm. It's very tough to see a knockout. If Wilder couldn't do it, and I can't imagine him outscoring Fury unless he went solely to knock him out. Well, look at Fury's career. The guys that have always given him the most problems are the guys that are like between 6'3" and 6'4.5", 6'5"-ish. Usyk kind of fits that description. Usyk is a harder puncher than you guys think. He did compete at heavyweight in the World Series of Boxing. He was. So he's not no small like this. This isn't
you can't just look at it on TV.
This isn't Lawrence Coley moving to heavyweight. You know, this is a guy that, in my opinion, for the modern era. Okay, he's a bit of an undersized heavyweight, but
cruiserweight, right?
He's still solid.
Yeah.
The UK has a gun ban, so everyone can carry a knife like the one on 21 Savage's face. That's right. In the UK, that's the scary thing about the UK. You could just be walking, bang.
You know, that's crazy because you even saying that. I'm glad that it happened, but this is college kids do crazy things. We've heard crazy things before. And you're right. All this big thing with knives, carry a knife, and you snap, you stab the shit out of him. That goes his career.
There goes your career, and
putting yourself in a position that you shouldn't worry about.
That's it. The dollar says, wasn't Benavidez put in the 175 rankings, had to fight Benavidez or something? Yeah, so this is what happened, right? Benavidez, when he was getting ready to fight Romero, Alexis Angulo, he missed weight and blamed it on the bubble. He said, we were in the bubble, so I couldn't make weight. So the WBC said, well, you can't make 168 no more, so we're going to do you a big favor. We're going to put you number 1 in the 175 rankings, which he could have fought Benavidez in 2020, right? Or early 2022.
Okay.
Or 2021, I should say. Instead of taking that challenge, and by the way, just so you guys know, it's not like he hadn't fought at light heavyweight before. If you go look at his career, before the Romero Angulo fight, he had fought 5 or 6 times as a pro at light heavyweight. So it wasn't like they were moving up to a weight class he wasn't familiar with. He's a big kid, okay? He decided, him and his team together, because you got to name them all, they decided that they were going to not fight at 175 against Benavidez, and that they actually petitioned the WBC to get reinstated back to the super middleweight rankings. And since then, he's fought Kyron Davis, David Lemieux, and Ronald Ellis. Now, to his credit, he was going to fight Jose Uzcategui, as someone mentioned, but that fight fell through. But still,
I wish he fought that
for a guy that's as hyped up and as gassed as Benavidez, even if he would have fought Jose Uzcategui, it's like
I wanted to fight Lionel Thompson.
I wish he would have fought Lionel Thompson, but that's not.
Didn't he beat Uzcategui?
He beat Uzcategui. So why not fight the guy that beat Uzcategui? Right. If you can't fight, because the plant beat Uzcategui as well, but if you can't get the plant fight, why not fight the other guy that beat Uzcategui if Uzcategui tested positive PEDs?
He would love to fight you.
BT, what are your thoughts on David Morrell saying after this fight he's going to make Benavidez his bitch? I love it. I love the energy. This is boxing. This ain't no. They say we want humble fighters. We want all this stuff. David Morrell got 6 fights. He comes with a lot of amateur pedigree, a lot of skills, a lot of speed, and he ain't with all the chit chat. He ain't with all the bullshit. He's saying it straight how he thinks it's gonna go. You step in that ring with me, I'm gonna make you my bitch.
And he's a killer. He goes in there. When I see those fights, usually when I see fights, I gotta see something I like about him. That motherfucker, that man right there he ain't no joke. For the 6 fights he's got, and God bless to him, all the motivation he got. He came from a country that didn't have all kinds of shit. So he couldn't go in there and make sure he pound the fuck out of you because he wants to eat good.
Yeah, so hey,
I'd love to see that fight.
I'd love to see that fight because look, I'm gonna tell you this: Benavidez ain't fighting Plant next because Plant's probably gonna fight Durrell because he's not gonna go. I know that he's not gonna fight Benavidez. He's gonna go right into a Durrell fight. He better be careful because Durrell might knock him the fuck out because Durrell can punch. I got Sugar Hill in this corner.
Yeah.
Charlo's not going to fight him because Charlo doesn't want to fight really anybody right now. He's fighting Selecki. He needs to make sure he gets past that. The most realistic fight of the options Samson talked about is David Morrell, right?
I would love that.
And David Morrell Jr., it has the least amount of fights. He has the least amount of as far as like with his name value, prestige. But it's a great fight, and I love to see it. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I like to see the Morrell fight. Why is he so mad for? He also ducked Wilder. I don't think he ducked Wilder. As much as it's easy to pile on AJ, I don't think AJ ducked Wilder. I don't. I think. See, 4 years ago, I used to think that Wilder ducked AJ, and I still think Wilder and his incompetent team had a role to play. But as time has went on, what I really feel about the situation is that I think both Matchroom Boxing, Eddie Hearn, PBC, and Al Heyman were all incompetent in their own way, and they just couldn't come to an agreement. If they really cared about their fighters, they would have found a way to meet in the middle and come to an agreement. But they made it a big pissing contest, and Eddie Hearn wanted to prove that his dick was bigger than Al Heyman's, and Al Heyman wanted to prove that his dick was bigger than Eddie Hearn. So that's why we didn't get the fight. They both lost, and they both lost out on being the stars they could have become.
Do you think that if that fight ever happened, that would have been the biggest payday for Bronze Bomber?
Yeah.
Considering he fought Fury 3 times, he still would have made a lot more money.
Mm-hmm. Ernie Matthews says, look like once again, a good big man beats a good little man. Usyk got about 50 pounds of problems. We'll see, man. Generally speaking, when you have a good, like you said, that is true. But, if Tyson Fury is going to be out here, be getting drunk off of his ass. Let's just say, right, Tyson Fury doesn't take Usyk serious, which he should. I think he will. But if he would have had a lapse in camp, anything like that, Usyk's on his ass. Usyk going to be there. So, we'll see. But I would fear Fury. I'm sticking my predictions that I've had all along about Fury, which is that I'm picking him every time he fights. Until I see that someone can beat him, I'm picking him. I don't think there's any heavyweight right now that can beat him. That the guys that I think will have the best chance to beat him are probably not going to ever get the chance to fight him because they're still at a very early stage of their career as contenders. Guys like, Joe Joyce, guys like maybe a Hrgovic if he continues to develop. These guys have some attributes that could trouble a Fury, but they're not going to get a chance to fight him more than likely. So that is what it is there. Dandada says, plan is open to fight Benavidez or Charlo at the end of the year. I mean, he says that, but I know better. He's not fighting. That's not happening after a Canelo fight. He's going to make sure he gets, especially now that he's had a kid, he's going to make sure he gets the most easy money he can get. So he'll fight Durrell. Hopefully he comes out of that. And I believe he's looking at revisiting that fight probably spring or summer of 2023. That's what I believe.
For the Canelo fight?
No, Plant.
Okay.
Plant, the other guys. Damn, if Morrell, if he gets Morrell, that's almost a legacy fight for both. It is, and I don't see any reason why that fight should have happened. First of all, there's no politics involved because they're both on PBC. They both have managers that have PBC
umbrella.
Their managers are PBC guys. Luis DeCubas Jr. is Morrell's manager, PBC guy. Samson Boxing, Benavidez manager, PBC guy. So there's no politics. That fight, if that fight doesn't happen next, it's literally going to come down to literally just because Samson and Dave Benavidez and Team Benavidez don't believe in themselves. Because there's nothing blocking that fight. Yeah. You can say with Andrade, right? With Andrade, okay, he's not. He's with the Zone, or maybe he's not now, but he was with the Zone. He's got contractual things going on. Okay, but that Morrell, easy fight to make. Easy fight to make.
And he's a young, hungry lion. He wants to prove himself. Why not?
And he's already beaten some decent veteran fighters already in his career. He stopped Alontes Fox quicker than Liam Williams did. Andre didn't even stop Alontes Fox. So to feather in his cap. JG says the Zone admitted they messed up negotiations with Wilder. Even AJ didn't accept the $50 million he asked for himself. The $50 million was BS. The $50 million was BS because when Eddie Hearn wanted to sit down and talk about the terms of the contract, Shelly Fickle told Eddie Hearn, no, we can't discuss the terms of the contract. You just got to accept it. Who the fuck would accept the contract where you don't know what you're getting into?
Yeah, that's what he said.
So like I said, I think it was both parties. I think both teams had a part to play. But if you want to be honest, if you want to look at like the fighters' histories and who would you assign more of the blame to, I would assign it more to Wilder. Straight up, I would assign it more to Wilder. Deontay Wilder continued to, first of all, he had the DAZN offer, which would have been a career-high payday. He didn't want the fight because he didn't feel like he should have to take a flat fee or anything like that. That's his prerogative. It ended up backfiring in his face. But that's old news, all right?
You got to turn the page.
Turn the page.
On to the next.
What's up, Ordinary Pete? Good to see you.
What's going on, Ordinary Pete?
Why does everybody love the WBC belt? because when you look at the history of boxing, first of all, it's the coolest looking belt. It's green. All right, that's number one. Number two, it's the oldest belt in boxing. You can go back to the 70s and the 80s, and you see the pictures of the guys with the WBC belt. So it has that prestige.
The most prestigious.
It has that history behind it. You're holding the same belt. It's one of the only belts where you can say, I'm holding the same belt that Muhammad Ali held and Salvador Sanchez and Chavez Sr. All the greats, So that's why I think they do. But in actuality, like the WBC as an organization is, we know how they are. We don't really got to say too much negative. We know what they're about. Let me see. We got my man Enrique. Enrique says the only ducking going on is Gaio Estrada versus Charlatito. Estrada versus Joshua Franco July 16th in Los Angeles. We will see. That's right. Listen, I like Gaio. I think he's a great fighter. But man, Gaio Estrada ducked the living shit out of it. I don't think he had COVID because he's out here having kids.
Yeah.
But hopefully at some point
it happens.
It happens. All right. PBC puts all the best 147 pounds against each other. How are they being protected? Well, Ernie said they're being protected. But if you want to know how to be protected, there's a guy named Terrence Crawford that they still haven't fought yet. The only PBC guy that fought Crawford was a guy named Sean Porter. My buddy Sean Porter. Yeah. And that's it, because he's a straight dog. But other than that, all the other guys, for one reason or the other, they didn't want to fight Terrence Crawford. So
it is what it
there's
is.
your answer. Yeah, there's nothing blocking the fight but Benavidez's signature. I agree. So I really think.
Oh, you don't think it's his manager?
First, I think Samson will make that fight.
You would?
I actually think Samson will make that fight. And you know what? I wish if anybody knows H Money, someone get a hold of H Money, because tell him we'll talk about David Morrell Jr. right now.
Oh, you would love it?
That's you know what? Now that I'm talking about it out loud, that's the fight we need to campaign for. Okay, because Plant is unrealistic.
Yeah.
Charlo is unrealistic. David Morrell Jr.
Yeah.
David Benavidez needs to fight David Morrell Jr. David Morrell Jr. out here talking crazy, talking that cash shit.
He was here last
saying
night.
he gonna make him his bitch.
Look,
he needs to come see David Morrell Jr. And may the best man win if they fight.
He's be talking right now loud.
Yeah. Straight up. It was obvious AJ he was the A side. He was the A side. Dude at the time was undefeated, selling out 100,000. Wilder didn't want to bend to the demand. So pride comes before the fall, and that's why that fight didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Do you know how many legends have held the WBC belt regardless of race? A lot. I mean, the who's who of boxing has held the WBC belt. Everyone. Carlos Monzon, everyone you can think of. Yeah. Oh, we got two heavy hitters in the chat. So we got H Money.
Yeah, put him on. Tell you H Money.
We got H Money.
We're just talking about Morrell.
And we got my main man, South Florida's very own, my fellow South Floridian, Malachi Williams. Make sure you guys go give Malachi Williams, New Media Today, USA Boxing, a subscribe. Go follow him. Right now, when we talk about the best, like daily shows in boxing, you got to put him towards the top. He's doing this thing every single day. There's not a day that has went by where I have not seen New Media Today in my damn recommended. So he's doing this thing. But he said David Morrell Jr. wants all the smoke, and I humbly agree. I think he does.
You see H Money?
Yeah, I see H Money. You know what? Hold on. I want to hear H Money. Hey, H Money.
Come on.
If you want to, I don't know what you're doing right now. You may be busy, you may not be busy, but if you want to come on, because I know H Money has a lot to say about David Morrell Jr. So H Money, if you're here, there's that link. I would like to get like 10 to 20 minutes of you, or 5 to 10 minutes. Don't even gotta be 20 minutes of you just talking about David Morrell Jr. because David Morrell Jr. he's getting overlooked
against Benavidez.
They're not talking about him. I mean, they're mentioning him now, but really he's the third option behind. Yeah. He's the third option behind. About Plant and Charlo. They're not mentioning him as a primary option. They just they put his name in there so it makes it seem like they're not trying to avoid him. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
You all go check out H Money's channel.
Yeah, he says he's exposing the fake boogeyman. Ooh. I know when he gets on here, he's gonna he's gonna have a lot to say.
Yeah. Because we know that we do know that what's his name? Morrell's not protecting. Morrell take anybody. He's a live dog.
I mean, Morrell.
He want them all.
Listen, I know. Alontes Fox ain't no great fighter, but for being a guy with such little fights, ain't many guys gonna fight a guy like Alontes Fox tall, lanky, awkward southpaw with 5 or 6 fights in the pros.
Right.
So that shows you the kind of talent he has.
And you can see on his. I went to watch his videos, and he's a hungry lion. He here to play.
Benavidez will beat Canelo like a big bass drum. Well, we'll see, man. We'll see if they're.
I like that fight. I got Benavidez. My son got Canelo.
I got Canelo, and I don't even like Canelo.
Yeah, I got Canelo. Now, I mean, I got Benavidez beating the shit out of Canelo.
Why?
I think he's a hungry, tall fighter that got the strength. That can. All Canelo's gonna do is come in the high guard.
There's just so much torso to punch. I mean, that
right here, and he's gonna come. Toma the river bandera. He's got the power to do it, and he'll bring it to him like he did David Lemieux.
I keep what's his name? I keep seeing Slotella. Shout out to Slotella. I knew once that I did a live about Anthony Joshua. You know, Slotella was gonna come in here.
Yeah,
he's saying AJ should have swung. I'm not gonna lie. If AJ would have swung, that would have been one of the most hilarious videos of all time. If he would have said what he said and he started just teeing off on him. I'm not condoning it, but it would have been funny.
He would have lost a lot of money. He would have got fined, big time money.
I want to see the real AJ. Can we get the hood? I want to get the hood AJ for this fight.
I don't know what he's.
I want the hood AJ.
Is he gonna say like we know that what's that boy that cruiserweight, midgeweight that we like a lot? Chamberlain. He comes from top nation.
He's in Brixton.
Along with Cody comes from supposedly another top hood in the UK.
He's Hackney.
Yeah, so I don't know about what Josh actually comes from, but they say he's hood. He's just trying to fake the fun in front of the public.
Spence Crawford is official. No, it's not. Okay, if you can, maybe something happened while we were alive, so I won't say it wrong. If you can produce for me a fight poster with the date, TV venue, and time of the fight, I will absolutely acknowledge that. You know, I'll acknowledge that. But if there isn't no fight poster with the date, TV venue, any of that stuff with both fighters on there, I don't want to hear about it's official. It's all hearsay until we get the fight poster. When we get the fight poster and we get the press conference, then you can say it's official. But until then, it's all just hearsay. It's all just we hope. I think. No, we're not. When it comes to the subject of Crawford Spence, we're not doing. I'm not going to deal with we hope and we think. We want results. Black and white paper.
That's not really said in stone.
So produce for me a fight poster if you can. That'd be great. A real one too, because I know if it's fake. The real AJ won't show up in this build-up because Usyk is respectful and doesn't talk trash. He needs a real trasher to get the real AJ in the build-up. Like kind of like Jarrell Miller. And by the way, Jarrell Miller's coming back June 25th, Triller. So let me say this. If Jarrell Miller wins his fight against whoever he's fighting, I still want to see Jarrell Miller versus AJ. Because in the build-up, we were getting the real AJ. He said, I pay your mother's rent. He was the landlord. I want the landlord to come back.
He just say he wants to fight in a neutral venue.
All right, so no new news. So you capping. Yeah. JG talking about the fight's official. Nope. Ain't no fight official.
He just said that they'll fight in Las Vegas.
Listen, I still don't think Errol Spence will want to fight Terence Crawford. I don't think he'll want to fight Terence Crawford. He knows what's up. I think he knows what's up.
Yeah.
You know? So we'll see what happens. Al Heyman wants nothing to do with Crawford until he's forced to, but now Crawford is 35. But you know what? He's 35 at the same 35 as most fighters. It's 30. He ain't really been hurt too much. Takes care of his body. He lives a life. Errol Spence Jr. may be younger as far as age, but so far as like behavior and living that life outside of doing it as a fighter for your whole career, he hasn't done that. So I actually think their bodies are relatively the same, if not Crawford's being better because of the habits outside the ring. Now you guys may think this is like hating and nitpicking. It's not. Them things that you do outside the ring, if you do them for prolonged periods of time, they come back. Mm-hmm. They come back to haunt you. Now, of course, Errol Spence is supremely talented, so he's gonna he went there and he looked great against Ugas. But when you talk about a guy like Crawford, it's the fine margins. It's everything.
There's no kind of questioning when it comes to finishing fights.
Usyk ain't no Reese. I wouldn't be surprised if he beat AJ again. AJ has no killer instinct. Damn. Rico come with that hammer. Canelo did the same thing when GGG dodged until he was 35. He did. He was talking about, I'm not going to fight you if you don't fight me at 155. You're absolutely right. Earl's track record is better than Canelo. What makes you think he won't fight Crawford? He's been avoiding him since 2018. I mean, what makes me think that he will fight Crawford? Well, what? Why? Because he fought a bunch of I'll give him credit for Kell Brook, but once that happened, he only fought the dudes in PBC. He never really showed that true ambition to fight Terence Crawford, and it's okay because when they fight, you'll see what happens.
Crawford, what he said, he Crawford came on and said, I want you, Spence, and then I want Jamal.
Yeah. Bro, get Poo-Poo to fight his mandatory since he's always fights his mandatory. Oh, that's going to happen. When he fights Johnny Beck, it's going to happen. And listen, I'm letting everyone know now, all right?
Here you go.
Because the fight, I think the fight will happen. If it happens, which I think it will, if Andre beats Johnny Beck, I do not want to ever hear one person say, who is Johnny Beck? Johnny Beck is the boogeyman at 160. He's the guy that nobody wants to fight. He's the best middleweight in the world. He's Andre's father. I got it all filed up right here. So when Andre beats him, I don't want to hear anything from you guys.
I mean, now's the time because everybody really wants to fight. So
here we go. Earlier he said he's cleaning his side of the street than going for Crawford, and he's done exactly that. No, he hasn't. Where's the contract with Crawford? Where is the official signed contract for Terence Crawford? Where is the fight poster? What date is the fight happening? What venue are they fighting at? What network is it on? He has not done that yet. But you know what? I'm going to stop rambling because it's not about me. It's about people like H Money. So we got H Money on here. H Money, what's good, champ?
What's good? Shout outs to True School Sports, the untouchable. Shout outs to Pops. Shout outs to the dynamic tandem, the best in boxing. Father and son, ain't nothing like it. You know what I mean? I love you guys, bro. Peace.
Love
we love too, you know. You've been doing your thing.
Thank you, Pops. How you guys doing?
We're doing good, man. I wanted to bring you on here because I know you've been the main guy, like banging the drum for David Morrell Jr. So talk about it, man. How you feeling about David Morrell Jr. right now?
I think David Morrell Jr. is one of the most talented fighters in the sport of boxing. He got the skills to pay the bills. Mm-hmm. He got the speed that you need. The man of the hour. David Morrell Jr., he got the power. He got everything that you need. He's already a world champion in only 6 fights. Lomachenko did the same thing. This kid is special. Amateur record, 130 wins, only 2 losses. And those 2 losses, one of them was to the Olympic gold medalist, La Cruz, and it was a controversial loss. And the other one was against another decorated amateur boxer. This kid is the real deal, and he's special.
Yeah, I watched some video for him, and I'm gonna tell you right off the bat, I'm very picky who I like. He's a fucking killer. He's a killer, and what better way him to go in there and shut up all the Benavidez fans that think that Benavidez is gonna do this and do that. But I do like from Benavidez society is his manager put one of his choices up there. I just hope to make the fight.
Yes, absolutely, Pops. And yes, you're right about that. They mentioned David Morrell Jr., his name to David Benavidez after the fight. And Benavidez, he responded by saying, tell those bitches, send a contract. Well, David Morrell, he responded to David Benavidez today, and he said, after my fight, I'm going to make David Benavidez my bitch.
Whoa! Bring it on, yeah! Bring that fight on, yeah!
Yes, and I feel like, BT, the hard work that we put on, making these videos, it's really starting to pay off. It started off by, calling out David Benavidez. I believe it was on my channel. I started calling him out. Morrell wants to smoke. Morrell wants Benavidez. Yeah. And now they starting to ask him. Every time they starting to ask his promoter Sampson about Morrell, and Morrell only got 6 fights, and they already mentioned his name with Canelo's, with Benavidez. He got to be doing something right.
Yeah, he absolutely is. Every time he goes out there, he looks nothing short of spectacular. David Morrell, I think whether they fight him now or not, they better fight him now because if he gets more pro experience, but if he gets like 10 fights in and they don't fight him, they're toast. They're absolutely toast.
Exactly. They better fight him now because he's only going to get better and better. And he's a southpaw. Slick. He got power. And, man, that kid is special, bro. It's going to be very hard to beat somebody like Morrell. You said it earlier in your video about David Benavidez. Benavidez is fighting guys smaller than him. What's going to happen when he fights somebody his size or bigger? Morrell is bigger than Benavidez. David Morrell is 6'1" with a 78-inch reach. Okay? David Benavidez is 6'1.5". Morrell is taller. Benavidez has a 74-inch reach. Morrell has a 78-inch reach. What's going to happen?
That's like that's damn near like a heavyweight reach. Some heavyweights got 78-inch reach.
That's crazy.
The same as Usyk. The same reach as Muhammad Ali. For those that don't know, David Morrell was born one day after Muhammad Ali and Alexander Usyk.
Tell him, H-Money. Hey, H-Money, I want to ask you about another question I want to ask you, because I know you're big on him, and I wish him the best when he fights Kambosos. How do you feel about all these changes going on with David Haney, not having his father in his corner, not having any training on him? How do you think he's actually going to do in Australia?
Pops, I think it won't change the outcome of the fight. Devin Haney will beat Kambosos anytime, anywhere, any place. It don't matter who's in his corner. He's a better fighter than George Kambosos. Devin Haney got better skills. Devin Haney's taller. Devin Haney's bigger. Devin Haney's faster. And this is boxing at the end of the day. George Kambosos, he got everything he wanted. He's fighting in Australia. He's the A side, and he's still going to lose. It's not going to change the outcome of the fight, Pops.
Yeah, I was watching a lot of videos, and a lot of people saying the same thing. Whether his father's there now, Zab Judah's father's going to be the coach's corner. His father said the same thing. Me not being there is not going to change the outcome of what Devin Haney is going to do to Kambosos.
Yes, Pops. Devin Haney will dominate George Kambosos a way he's never got dominated before. And Kambosos is a unified champion. Kambosos, he just beat Teofimo Lopez. I respect what he brings to the table, but I know what I got in Devin Haney. Devin Haney representing the USA, going to Australia, just like Jermell Charlo said, USA.
USA.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're saying even with all the 50,000, 90,000 Australians and all that pressure going overseas and none of that under the lights or whatever, is not going to affect them whatsoever?
Not at all. Pressure makes diamonds. And Devin Haney is a special fighter. He thrives off these moments, Pops. BT, Devin Haney been waiting for this moment his whole life. Since he was 8 years old, he's been waiting for this undisputed fight, and he's ready to shine. It's Haney time. Haney.
Woo! You said it, H-Money. You said it.
Hey, BT, I told you, BT, years ago, I told you, Devin Haney, and now he ready to show it to the world.
He didn't say it. You didn't just tell me, you told everybody. You said you had your own podcast about it.
Did he?
The Real Devin Haney podcast. Never forget.
The Real Devin Haney TV podcast. And it started during the pandemic, and now fast forward, I believe 2 years later, Devin Haney is fighting George Kambosos on ESPN. For the lightweight, undisputed. It's the best fight in boxing. I'm excited, bro. I'm so excited.
Do you think Devin can get a decision in Australia?
Yes, absolutely. It's 12 rounds in the fight. I see Devin Haney beating him pretty much every round in this fight. The same way Bivol beat Canelo. He got the judges on his side. We all know that. And Bivol still whooped his ass. It's gonna be the same thing.
He barely got it though. He had to sweep the championship rounds to win by 2 points.
And that's some bullshit, bro. He clearly dominated Canelo Alvarez. It's corruption in boxing, and it showed with Canelo Alvarez. BT, you've been calling out Canelo for years. Sometimes I feel like Canelo is a great champion, which he is. He got a great accomplishments, but Canelo is definitely delusional. He's being a sore loser. And a lot of people were talking about Deontay Wilder, saying Deontay Wilder made excuses. What about Canelo excuses? Saying he lost because Bivol was too big. But Canelo fought against Colin Smith, who's bigger than Bivol. Canelo fought Sergey Kovalev, who's bigger than Bivol. But it was no excuse then.
People want to see him fight. People want to see Canelo fight Benavidez Jr. and he's bigger than Bivol too.
Exactly. So there's a whole bunch of excuses from Canelo fanboys and BT. I got a lot of respect for you, bro. You didn't have to cater to Canelo fans to be successful on this YouTube. You kept it real, bro. You told Canelo to his face, "What's up with Demetrius Andrade?" Yep. And I got a lot of respect for you, man. And Canelo, bro, he's really getting exposed right now. Like you said, Canelo exposed by B-Ball. That was your time. They could say Canelo exposed by BT because you've been cooking this guy for a long time, bro.
Well, look. I've always said, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but it's just the truth. I've always said about Canelo, there has never been a world champion like when a fighter wins his first world title. Find me a fighter that fought for a world title in a weight class they campaign in, and they fight a guy who's never fought in that weight class for the vacant belt at a catch weight that his team puts in the contract, and he doesn't even make the catch weight. Find me a fighter like that, because that's what Canelo did when he fought Matthew Hatton, and he missed the weight that he put in the contract, and he had to pay Matthew Hatton like $70,000 or $80,000 because he missed the weight that he put in the contract to win a vacant belt against a fighter who's not a 54-pounder.
Bro, I'm totally disappointed in Canelo Alvarez. He looked like shit in that fight against fucking Bivol. He wasn't even competitive, and he was the favorite in that fight. 5-1 favorite. He was supposed to beat Bivol, and he got his ass whooped. He put up a bullshit fight, BT. He was tired. He looked slow. He looked sloppy in that fight, bro. And then after the fight, Canelo's getting drunk, celebrating.
He said he won. He said he won the fight. He said he won the fight.
Delusional. He's the new Deontay Wilder in this motherfucker. Yeah. All you people that was making videos about Wilder, why don't you guys make the same videos about Canelo? Because you guys want to cater to his fan base and keep Canelo fans happy. I don't have to do that. BT doesn't have to do that, bro. We're going to keep it real.
Absolutely. Yeah, bro. I don't understand. I know everybody has their own ways they decide to run the YouTube platforms. I never understood why people feel a need to cater to a particular fighter. Now, people may say about me, like, well, you cater to Demetrius Andrade. I said, nah, I speak the truth about Andrade because you guys don't want to see him get no fights. I just want to see the guy get into a big fight so I can see how good he is. Otherwise, we won't get no damn fights.
He just made a video about that. What's his name? That guy? Johnny Beck and him. And BT said, one thing I want to do, if Andre don't take this fight, I'm going to lay on him like never before.
Worse than Canelo.
Yeah, so people got to see that. I think with Canelo, he became too complacent with the media making him believe something that he's invincible and everybody and all the shit they're telling him, and they finally the shit fell on his face.
Yeah, it sure did. And Canelo ducked the rematch with Bivol. Man, at this point, I'm sick of Canelo Alvarez, bro.
But H-Money, he was gonna, even if he would have fought Bivol in a rematch, he's still technically ducking the rematch, even if he would have fought him, because he was trying to fight him at 168. Where do you hear that shit at? You lose to a guy in a weight class and you say, okay, well, I clearly can't beat you there, so let me move down.
It's some bullshit, bro. It's some bullshit. He's ducking Bivol, bro. This guy had a rematch clause. At least Deontay Wilder took the fucking rematch. He even went to court just to get that man back in the ring. Canelo don't want no smoke. He don't want no smoke in this rematch. It's a damn shame, bro. And now you want to go cherry pick a 40-year-old Triple G.
Yeah.
At 168, Triple G has never even fought at 168, and you're gonna fight him at that fucking weight class. It's a damn shame, bro. Yeah. A 40-year-old Triple G, that's a motherfucking cherry pick.
It's a catch.
Put that up there with the rest of the cherry picks, BT. Yeah. Put that up there with the Yildirim fight. Put that up there with the Rocky Fielding fight as well. Matthew Hatton too. Matthew Hatton. So, we got a good fight this Saturday. Tank Davis. I know you've been in the gym with Tank Davis like recently, bro. Not too long ago. And what's your thought? Both of them. Yeah. Okay. Both of them. You've been there with Rolly. Oh yeah, you have. When Rolly and T.O. was talking shit, I remember. Yeah. So BT. Now Tank Davis, he looked like he's very disciplined right now, taking the sport of boxing very serious. Is that the case? You've seen him up close in person. Is Tank Davis dedicated to the sport of boxing? Is he being a professional now?
Yeah, from what I've seen, I think he's being a professional. I think he's went through what he's had to go through in his career, like the embarrassment of losing his title on the scale and being fat. I think those things really got his attention, and now he's in that, as they say, when you're like 26, 27, 28, you get in your prime or whatever. He's at that age now, so he understands what he needs to do, and I think he's taking the proper steps to have longevity in the sport. And yeah, it should be a great fight.
Yeah, I think he's matured a lot. He's got 2 daughters now. I think that's a lot.
That helps too.
That has a lot to do with him, and him becoming a free agent, I think it's going to be good for him.
Well, now he's saying he may not leave.
Oh, he's not leaving now?
That's just today.
Oh,
he said he's not leaving now. Okay, because I just seen an interview with Brian Custer, and he said he's done with Mayweather Promotions.
Yeah, today at the media workout, he was saying that he's not gonna leave Mayweather Promotions, or he didn't say that. He did what most fighters do. He backtracked because he had the team around him.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. So he wants to get away from that. He's gonna go back to the same
thing.
Who
knows?
Yeah.
I think he's just gonna go to Al Heyman.
You told me. You've been telling me that for the longest time.
Okay, man. I like Tank Davis. I just like his style. Like the knockouts, his knockouts are amazing. I think he's one of the biggest punchers in boxing, and I think he's one of the most exciting fighters in boxing. Rolly does have power too. He's a puncher. Rolly is strong, but Rolly doesn't have skills like that. I want to ask you, what type of chance do you guys give Rolly in this fight?
I give Rolly a better chance than most people, only because like everybody keeps talking about his power, and even he talks about his power, but his best attribute isn't even his power. His best attribute is his physical strength. And Tank, I know Tank boxed against Cruz, but that's not only who Tank is. Tank is a guy that likes to be right in your face and exchange and take the fight right to you. So I think because of Tank's style and Rolly being very physically strong, this fight will be more competitive than people think. But my opinion on how it will play out is that I think I like Rolly, but I just think he's a little too inexperienced, and I think he still makes too many technical mistakes. He still gets hit with too many stupid shots he shouldn't get hit with. So I think it'll be competitive for the first couple rounds, 3-4 rounds, 2-3 rounds, but then at some point, he's just gonna make a defensive lapse, and it's gonna hurt him.
Yeah, okay. I'm also going. I think I like Rolly. I think Rolly's got a punches chance to win because of that power he got. But to me, I don't think he has enough foot movement and movement in his legs moving backwards and forward. And I think that Tank has the better skills, and that's what's going to pay the bills.
But what I will say is this: Rolly's never really fought up to his potential. Like I've never really seen him put all of his skills together in one fight. Like when you see him in the gym, like many fighters, you almost start asking like, why isn't he doing all this in the fight? Now I don't know if he's gonna do everything I've seen him do in the gym in the fight, but Rolly is extremely explosive, and I don't think that gets enough credit either. His explosiveness and his physical strength could make this a very difficult fight for Tank, but I got Tank by stoppage.
You do?
Yeah.
Any round?
7.
7?
Yeah.
Are you going to bet any money on Rolly knocking him out in the first round?
I don't have any money to bet right now, so.
I'm just joking. I don't think you're going to knock out Tank in no first round. Sorry. But he's a very confident fighter. I'll give him that much. So I think Tank will take it.
So, BT, how would you rate Rolly's power, like on a scale from 1 to 10?
7.5.
Okay, that's pretty good, but
7.5. I don't think. I think he overrates his power. Like Rolly overrates his power. I think even people overrate his power. His best attribute is not his power. His best attribute is his physical strength, which is what I think he's good. If he wants to win this fight, his path to getting a win is to keep the fight on the inside. If you need to be dirty, get dirty and use that physical strength to your advantage.
For sure. He's a big time puncher.
When I seen Pitbull Cruz fight him, Cruz got a couple of good shots on Tank, and I'm not saying that Cruz doesn't have it because he's shorted. We got Tank a couple of times on the ropes, and I'm saying if Rolly gets that one power shot and gets him on the rope, and Tank don't move out the way, who knows what could happen. What
I will say is this, H. I'm not gonna name no names because it's not the right thing to do. But what I do know about Tank, and I know you can't always go by sparring, so but it is something to consider. Tank has never really fought many. If you look at his career, he's never really fought many punches. Most of the guys he's fought, even though he's a really great fighter, he's very talented. He's fought guys that are smaller, come up in weight. Guys like Ruiz, Cuellar, all that stuff Rolly says, while he sounds like a dick, it's the truth. And I do know that Tank's chin may not be the best. I know a couple guys in Vegas who did some things to him in sparring. Put him out.
Him? Would you say getting dropped?
Like he got stopped cold in sparring by a couple.
Knocked out. He was knocked out.
I'm not gonna say who, but I just know
that Tank was knocked out in sparring before.
Yeah, he's been. I mean, he's been hurt. He's hopped out the ring. He's been knocked out.
I heard about that. Somebody told me that he was knocked out in the Mayweather's gym before. I heard that before.
Yeah, he has been. I know like 3 or 4 people that have told me that reliable people that go to that gym a lot. So we'll see.
Like Tank is somewhat. No, I don't want to ask you that. Like, is Tank overrated or somewhat of a hype job?
I don't want to say he's a hype job, but like he is a hype job in the sense of like he hasn't really beat anybody up. Like, I mean, you could say Barrios, but Barrios weight training. He hasn't really beat anybody that's great that's around his size. So because he gets as much hype as he does, it does make him like overrated. But we can't be idiots. Like, we know that he's also a great talent. He just needs someone. He needs the right dance partner. He hasn't gotten it because Mayweather Promotions, as he even said yesterday, they had the training wheels on him.
So BT, what you think about Tank? Like his win over Jose Pedraza, who was an undefeated champion from Puerto Rico, was a hell of a fighter, and Tank knocked him out when he was undefeated as a champion.
That's to me is his best win, and it's aged greatly. People say like, oh, Pedraza was weight trained. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't, but Pedraza was actually a guy that was like a guy that was big for that weight class. Pedraza, since that fight, has went on to become one of the better 140 pounders in the world, and mind you, this is at 130. So if Pedraza still went on to become champion in other weight classes, and he gave what's his name? He was neck and neck with Jose Ramirez, one of the top 140 pounders. So
yeah, exactly. Tank beat him at the weight class where he was a champion, I believe, at his natural weight, and knocked him out.
Yeah,
and Ramirez couldn't do it. Even Lomachenko couldn't stop Pedraza. Not even Jose Zabeda could stop Pedraza, but Tank did. And look at his win over Mario Barrios, where Tank Davis jumped up 2 weight classes to knock out undefeated fighter.
Yeah,
undefeated champion in Barrios, right? And Barrios.
The fight I want to see, I'll tell you this, the fight I really want to see for Tank, whether he's with Mayweather or not, I want to see him fight Ryan Garcia. I think that's the biggest fight that can be made in America. I think that fight would like do the biggest numbers, and it would be really exciting. And Tank, most of the guys he's fought have been shorter, stockier guys. I want to see how he does with the longer, rangier guy who can punch like Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, Ryan Garcia, he's a big puncher too. Like he does have a lot of power. I'm not sure if Oscar is willing to make that type of fight. I heard Floyd Mayweather.
Go ahead.
Yeah, my bad. They said Floyd Mayweather reached out to Ryan Garcia to make that fight, and according to Mayweather Promotions, Ryan didn't want that smoke. I know you heard about that, right?
I have heard about that. I don't know, man.
Ryan pulled out of plenty of fights, so I like Ryan. He's a talented fighter. Yeah,
Ryan's pulled out of everything but all those women he's been dating, But
hey, BT. So now there's a few things I want to ask you about. What you think about Deontay Wilder getting a statue?
Good for him. I mean, he worked hard.
I think it's well deserved.
He came to boxing, bro. He came to boxing at 20 years old. The fact that he got a world title would have been enough. This is just an added bonus. He won a world title, made millions of dollars, and now he got a statue. I mean, a lot of guys would trade their careers for half of that.
I'm happy for Deontay Wilder, man. He deserved it, man. I mean, he was the American heavyweight champion we didn't have for so long. And Wilder, I believe he tried his best, and he fought the best in Tyson Fury, and he put up some good fights against Tyson Fury, some classics, some epic fights. And he showed me a lot of heart in that third fight with Fury. I feel like Wilder showed he was a warrior, and he earned his respect, he gained his respect back, bro.
You can't say nothing bad about Wilder. I know me and you, especially. I know you was on Fred's channel the whole build up to the third fight, going crazy. So
but now, after the third fight, bro, I can't say nothing bad about Deontay Wilder no more.
Yeah,
he did. He earned my respect just the fact how he fought to the last breath of the warrior. He let it all out there, and a lot of times what happens is because of all the narratives on the outside world or inside world boxing that brainwashed him off. I'm gonna say Wilder off on certain things that he says this and that. The reality is this guy came from nowhere, from Toulouse, Alabama, and did what he had to do and let him shine because he did it the right way, whether we want to look at it or not, whether we want to disagree about whatever followers he got. But I'm saying as a person and what he's done, he deserves that. I know he's coming back, and been telling me for the longest time. I'm glad he's back.
Yeah, he's coming. Apparently, he's coming. That was actually the other part of this live. We're talking Wilder said he's coming back. Yeah. So, what do you make of Wilder coming back? H Money.
I love it. I love it. VT Wilder brings excitement to the sport.
That's what I said.
I love it, VT, man. I'm happy that Wilder's coming back. And the fight I want to see is Andy Ruiz versus Deontay Wilder.
Yes.
They're both PBC. That you like that one, Pops?
Yeah, I just want to see Andy Ruiz lay his fat ass out cold. I want Wilder to be the one to do it.
Why?
I just don't like Ruiz. Ruiz been sitting back waiting for another paycheck, waiting to get the bigger fights. Fuck Andy Ruiz. Damn. I'm going for the. I'm taking the Bronze Bomber.
Yeah, Bomb Squad.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll tell you this. There's a big fight. There's a big fight in the heavyweight division coming up in what was it? The week after Haney. So in 2 weeks, you got Daniel Dubois versus Trevor Bryan. If Trevor Bryan somehow win that fight, they can make the All-American heavyweight fight with Wilder and Bryan would have the WBA regular title. So don't.
I like Daniel Dubois in that fight. I like Daniel Dubois, even though he took one loss to Joe Joyce, and Joe Joyce is a hell of a fighter. I feel like Joe Joyce is one of the top heavyweights, and I don't think it's anything wrong with taking a loss, especially when you're fighting the best. And people thought Daniel Dubois wasn't ready. They moved him too fast, and he actually was winning that fight before he got stopped, if I'm not mistaken. He was up on the scorecards.
Oh, maybe he was up on the scorecards, but I thought it was pretty close.
Yeah, it was a close fight.
I'm just gonna say I've been rocking with Dubois for the longest time, and I think Brian from here locally from here from the gyms we go to all the time. I like Brian, but me personally, I think Dubois is gonna be too much for him. I don't know what my son thinks.
I think it's an extremely competitive fight.
You do?
Yep.
Brian got a good jab.
Got one of the best jabs in the division. The only thing about him is he gonna throw? If he throws the right hand, that's a big if. But if he throws that right hand with some confidence, he got a chance to beat Dubois.
You think so?
Yeah, I think he does. But Dubois is the favorite though.
Yeah.
Is Brian a southpaw?
No, Trevor Bryan's an orthodox fighter.
Yeah. Okay, it's a good fight though. I like it.
It's a solid fight.
Yeah,
I'm happy for Dubois.
Yeah. Well, this will actually be Dubois' second fight in the USA. His first time headlining a show in the USA. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So we'll see how he handles that. Because a lot of times when the fighters come across the pond, it's always a big thing, a hurdle to climb for British fighters.
Right. Yeah, I got Dubois on that one.
What'd you say, Pops? You got Dubois?
I've been riding with Dubois for a long time. Me and my son actually have a bet going on if Dubois ever fights Hrgovic.
I told my dad. I like Hrgovic. I told my dad.
I like the Hrgovic too.
I told my dad before Dubois lost, Hrgovic will beat the shit out of damn Dubois.
Yeah, so I like Dubois. I just like I think even with that loss, he's got power. That power, I don't think you take that from him.
They all have power.
No, not. I think Dubois will go in there. If Brian don't move around and do what he got to do, he's gonna get knocked the fuck out.
If Dubois gets touched by one of them power jabs in a straight right hand and his chin ain't up to par, he might be surprised.
But like we said, we learned from the loss. I'm quite sure you're gonna make sure that the same shit don't happen to him this time. It happened last time.
You can't fix durability.
I know. I'm running with Dubois.
When a fighter doesn't have durability, you can improve it. But
it's funny. Me and my son going on a lot of fights like this. We go back and forth. We be fighting back and forth. I like Benavidez. He doesn't like Benavidez with Canelo. I think Benavidez will beat Canelo. We've been going on this for a long time. He wants to Hrgovic Dubois. I think Dubois will beat. I wish Brian the best, but I think Dubois is coming here to make a statement.
Absolutely, Pops. BT, what you think about Hergovich training with Ronnie Shields? I heard he's about to work with Ronnie Shields now in Houston.
I see you put me on here.
Oh, wow.
I didn't even know that.
I hear that one, yeah.
But that's Ronnie Shields. Didn't Ronnie? Yeah, Ronnie trained Evander.
He got Charlo right now and Morrell right now.
I'm trying to think of heavyweight he trained. I know he trained Evander for a little bit. David Tua.
Mike Tyson.
Listen, one thing Ronnie knows how to do is he's really good at developing these taller fighters. You know, guys who have range and have a good jabs and a good right hand. He's really good at making them perfect that, and then adding a nice little left hook. I like it. You know, Hergovic his training situation has been a bit like not stable the last couple of years because he was training with Pedro Diaz here. I don't know what happened with them, but he's not training with him no more. Then he was in Croatia for a bit, so. It's good that he'll be training here in the States because he needs to be in the States. Any fighter that's trying to make a professional career for themselves, if they're trying to really be the best, they have to be in the States because this is where the best sparring is. You're not going to get better sparring in any weight class unless you're talking about like the flyweight division or something like that than in the States. So it's a good fit.
Go ahead, Pops.
No, I was saying. He had to get some time off after wrestling piece his dad.
His dad wanted
and that's why he pulled out the fight that he had recently. So Ronnie Shields, I guess I don't know much about him. I just know that I think he had at one time he had both the Charlos. Didn't he? Or just one? No, he never had.
Yeah, both of the Charlos at one point.
He had both of them, and then one left. Jamel stuck with him, and look what he's at now, undisputed. So
no, Jamal with Derek James. Jamal's with
Jamal. Okay,
yeah. You get your Charlos mixed up.
Right,
but he had both of the Charlos, and he had Lara at the same time. Jamel left him, and then went with Derek James, became undisputed. But Ronnie got a good stable right now. Jamal Charlo, David Morrell, and now if Hergovich comes around, that'd be a very strong stable.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Wait. I didn't wait. For some reason, I never even realized that Ronnie Shields really David Morrell's trainer.
Yeah. His last fight with Fox, and he's with him right now in Houston.
Wow.
That's the gym I gotta go to soon then. Because
that's what I'm talking about. Your boy
if Hergovic's gonna be there and Morrell's gonna be there,
for sure. My boy Young Billy, YB, he be over there with Morrell and Ronnie. So yeah, we definitely gonna make that happen, bro. We got to set it up, and you pull up over there, man. That'll be lovely, bro. I can't wait.
Give these people the world class interviews they need, man. Because I was watching this Rolly tank thing today, man. These reporters, they're not it, man. They're not asking the right questions.
I remember you and Bill Haney. You was asking all the questions.
What's funny about that is right because I saw your comments on that video to this day. And everybody was like, "Did Bill Haney slap you after the thing was over?" I'm like, "Nah." As a matter of fact, Bill Haney actually came up to me and he told me how much he appreciates the channel, and we had a great conversation for about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So,
Bill Haney been watching your channel. He knows Pops, everything. He be watching.
I like him too. It's unfortunately that he's not going because he's very humble, just like his son. His son's humble, just like him. So when I heard that, I was really upset about that because I do like how Bill has done with his son, how he carries himself. You know what I mean? Yeah, we bullshit, we talk, and you go question you about boxing, but inside, he's sincere what he does.
What's crazy, H Money, about when I was thinking about this recently with the way like they've moved Devin Haney's career. Devin Haney is the only fighter in the lightweight division that has fought on all the different platforms. Because if you remember, when he was a prospect, he fought on Showtime. Then he fought on DAZN. Now he's fighting on ESPN and Top Rank.
Facts. He fought everywhere. You're right about that.
He's crossed the street more than everybody. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the reason why he's able to do that is because I think with his dad being as intelligent as he is, he was able to maneuver. He didn't allow the networks or the promoters to take advantage of his son, and that's another reason why I like Demetrius Andrade a lot because it's the same thing. Strong fathers in boxing.
Yeah, absolutely. Paul Andrade, he don't get the credit that he deserved as a trainer too.
No, one of the best.
Yep. And so BT, man, I'm excited about David Morrell Jr. Man, he want that smoke with David Benavidez. He been calling out David Benavidez, and I'm happy Benavidez is starting to respond. But now he got to keep his word, and so does his promoter Samson. Let's make that fight happen. Hey, BT,
That's the one. That's
bro.
the one I'm gonna really start campaigning for because I can't really campaign for Andre because Andre got other things to do. Plant, I'd like to see it, but I don't think Plant's gonna fight him because he's not gonna go into another big fight with Benavidez after he just lost to Canelo. I think he's gonna fight Anthony Durrell and Jamal. We don't know what's going on with Jamal. Jamal's just kind of seems a little too content to where he's at. So I think Morrell's hungry. He's eager to prove that he's the class of this division. Benavidez says he's the boogeyman. It's the battle of the boogeyman. Someone's got to be lying and someone's got to be telling the truth. So there's only one way to find out.
But Jamal was saying in one of his interviews that he says that if he moves up to 168, then his brother can go ahead and move up to 160, and he'll be taking care of that. He'll take care of the 160 division next. You think it's gonna happen?
He's not going 160.
He's not.
No.
He's gonna stay there.
I wish he would.
But that's what Jamal was saying.
Because the 160 division isn't that good right now.
Yeah.
But he's staying at 54. There's way too many good fights 54 if you want to go to 60.
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to see that fight between David Morrell and David Benavidez. Benavidez is a good fighter. It takes two to tango. I think Morrell got better skills. I think Morrell is bigger, stronger, and faster than Benavidez. I got David Morrell Jr. knocking out David Benavidez. That's if Benavidez wants to smoke. Because to me, he does a lot of talking. And now he got to back it up. And the fight to make is David Morrell and David Benavidez. They're both with the PBC. Let's make it happen. I don't want to hear nothing about Charlo who fighting at 160. He need to pick on somebody your own size, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And David Morrell, right? Like Benavidez for all these knockouts he's getting, right? Look at his resume. Ain't really too many punchers he's fought. You look at the guys he's fighting. David Lemieux was probably the hardest puncher he ever fought, and David Lemieux really isn't a 68-pounder. He became a 68-pounder, and he had like 3 or 4 fights. Then he fought Benavidez, but he's not really a 168-pounder. Morrell is hands down. If they fight like next or anytime soon, he's the biggest puncher Dave Benavidez has ever fought. It's easy to throw. It's like Tank said. It's easy to throw them bullets. What happens when the bullets come back?
Yeah, exactly, bro. And you're right about that. David Lemieux is washed up, bro. That dude, he was knocked out a long time ago by Triple G. Who did David Lemieux ever beat that was like any good? That's what I wanted.
I was telling my dad, David Lemieux got knocked out at every stage of his career. He got knocked out as a prospect when he fought Marco Antonio Rubio. He got knocked out as a champion or stopped as a champion when he fought Golovkin, and then he got stopped when he was older. The only guys he really beat that were solid were Hassan Van Damme, and he had that one big knockout against Curtis Stevens. But other than that, Glenn Tapia. I mean, I don't know if you want to give him.
Never heard of that guy. I mean,
yeah,
I know he fought a guy named what's that? Ocampo. He fought Ocampo. Who is it?
Who?
You talked about it earlier. Benavidez. He fought. I know he fought Ronald Ellis, Kyron Davis.
He fought Medina. He fought with Medina. He fought
Ronald Gavril.
Ronald Gavril. By the way, Ronald Gavril gave him hell in that first fight. Who else?
And dropped him. He got dropped in that fight too.
He fought Angulo. He fought Romero Alexis Angulo.
That's who it is. That's the guy.
Yeah. Angulo had beat Anthony Sims Jr. because I remember that fight was on a card here in Miami. He beat Anthony Sims Jr., who was supposed to be the next big thing at 168 in one of the boringest fights of that year of 2020. That's how he got the Benavidez fight.
Okay, and I remember I thought Anthony Sims Jr. He's Floyd Mayweather's cousin, right? And he was with Eddie Hearn, and Eddie Hearn dropped him after that fight, after one loss.
He did, and now he's fighting on these random shows in the Middle East. Because I've seen a couple of the recent interviews. He's still trying to make some things happen in his career and in his life in boxing, but he's got a long way to go.
Hell yeah! So BT, David Morrell, he fights next Saturday on a Stephen Fulton, Daniel Roman undercard. So let's tune in and see, let's see what happens.
That Fulton Roman fights next Saturday?
Yes, sir. Next Saturday, the same day as Devin Haney.
Sneaking up on me.
Isn't what's the fight there, Chucho?
No, Luis Melendez is on this card. Okay. But I'm gonna gas that up, the Morrell fight, and hopefully Morrell gives him some great quotes like he's been giving us the media on Fight Week. So
he said after this fight, he said, I'm gonna make David Benavidez my bitch. So yeah, man, I can't wait. Hey, after the fight, let's see what he gonna do. He gonna talk that shit, bro.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys, man. Much love and respect. Shout outs to BT. Shout outs to Pops, man. I love you guys. Thank you so much.
Guys, go ahead and follow that channel. God bless.
Peace.
There you have it. There he is. One of the best voices in the YouTube box community. Now, I don't really I don't like giving people too much credit, but H Money, when it comes to the most unique voices, that energy you're looking for when it comes to producing this boxing content, he's got it in space. So make sure you guys go over there, subscribe to him. He's always live, so you can join the panel. It's a great place to chop it up and talk boxing. Run this shit up so he can continue to grow his channel. We can continue to grow the sport with real and organic boxing talk. Shout out to everybody here. We 90 minutes in. I'm not even tired yet. I'm not even tired yet. I had my salmon earlier. You know what I'm saying? I took my vitamins.
He ready.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he take care of himself.
I'm all good.
Thank you all for being here listening.
Shout out to my guy Carl Hansen listen.
Australia, God bless you, Carl Hansen.
Super chat
you and
of
your
the
daughter
day.
and your family.
What our first super chat of the day. So you guys know the drill. When the super chats come out, so does Don King. So Don King, talk to him.
Hey everybody, let's have some fun. You don't live but once, and when you're dead, you're done. So let the good times roll. It don't matter whether you're young or old. Let the good times roll.
Go. And you know who lets the good times roll? The big bad booty daddy. So put these hoes in the Steiner recliner. Put them in the Steiner recliner.
It's only a matter of time because he called me the big bad booty daddy.
There you have it. Carl Hansen says, shout out to BT Pops and H Money. Thank you, Carl. I know you're excited, Carl, because I know the big fight is next week between Devin Haney and George Ferocious Kambosos. George Kambosos Jr., you know. Listen, I think it's a great fight. You know, we're going to see what happens. You know, a lot of people writing off Kambosos.
I'm not
doing that.
I'm not writing that. You ain't going to take his free lunch away free.
Yeah. Marlon, by the way, shout out to Marlon. I've been seeing the comments, man. I just got caught talking H Money, but shout out to Marlon for all the great comments. He said, so Charlo versus Morrell won't and can't happen. I mean, if Charlo's willing to come to 168, it's more than enough to make it happen. But if he's not going to come to 68 for Benavidez, who's a bigger name, why would he come to 68 for the higher risk, lower reward guy? It doesn't make any sense. The dollars don't make sense. The math don't add up. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Let me know what in the chat. I see there's 35 of you here. Make sure you guys smash that like button if you haven't done so already. Make sure you guys follow Carl Hansen's lead. Switch out the channel so the channel can continue to grow and blossom. You know, very, very soon here, we're going to get back on the road and start going to some fights.
Yeah.
But, let me know where you guys watch from, what city, what state, what continent, all that, because I want to know how international we are on the broadcast today. Now, we talked a little bit about it with H Money. I kind of wanted to spend the next 20 to 25 minutes or however long talking about Deontay Wilder, because Deontay Wilder, for those of you who don't know, we'll go to screen share because I want you guys to see the actual quotes, the actual factuals, okay? So we go over here. We go to Twitter. You know, by the way, you guys can follow. If any of you are on Twitter, I've actually started using my Twitter a lot more these days, and I'm on there almost every day now. So at True School Sports, the same way the channel is spelled, at True School Sports on Twitter. Hit me with the follow. Send me a tweet, a message. We can chop it up there, as well as Instagram. Jessica from Daniel on Instagram. But anyway, Deontay Wilder, all right? He said that he's coming back. He's giving people some hope. He's saying that I can't stop right here. I can't stop where I'm at. I must continue my journey. I have to. Yeah. So he sounds like a guy that I don't know what happened to him. I don't know if he took the ayahuasca and went on the journey and whatever, or maybe he just needed some time off to recoup and heal and think about what he wanted out of life and out of the sport. But he's saying he's got to come back. He's not saying that he's got to come back.
Well, so, I think sometimes being away and getting a break from boxing probably helped him just to get with himself, look at himself in the mirror and decide what he wants. And for him, he's basically saying, I'm not finished yet with boxing. And I want to be an example for everybody to know that if I can make it, you can make it. Why not me? I'm going to come back.
You know,
shout out to the Bronze Bomber. I say I'm glad he's back. I think he's going to bring more excitement into the heavyweight division. And why not Wilder?
So you mentioned, I know H mentioned Andy Ruiz. You seem very keen on that fight. Apart from Andy Ruiz, what option? Who would you like to see Wilder fight realistically?
I honestly, realistically, I know it won't happen.
Okay, who do you want?
I like the fight that I've been ready to eat. One to eat a lot from is the Anthony Joshua. and Bronze Bomber. I want to see that fight.
Yeah, to me, when it comes to
out
of all them fights in the heavyweight division, the biggest fight between like two non-champions that could be made, and you could even argue because I feel like Wilder and Joshua is the kind of fight that could actually do well here in the USA. Maybe it could be like an MGM Grand type of fight. And those fights are obviously always big when it comes to money. You know, you get the high rollers coming in, you get the pay-per-view money, you get British television, American television. It's a win-win for everybody.
And in the UK too.
I would love to see that fight. That I feel like when we talk about this era of heavyweight boxing, that's the fight that we need. That's the fight that we have to be talking about because, there was so much put into the negotiations. A lot of channels here on YouTube, my own included, invested a lot of time into covering that Joshua and Wilder saga. So we want that fight next, but probably won't happen because Joshua got to take care of Usyk, and then if he does, he's probably gonna fight like a Fury or something like that. But if we get that fight, that'd be great.
I think it's probably a tune-up fight.
Can I tell you what fight? Now this fight is not realistic at all.
Which one?
But if I had it my way, maybe not like right now, but like maybe like towards like the middle of next year, I would like to see Deontay Wilder in a rematch of the sparring session at the David Haye training camp against Filip Hrgovic.
Oh wow!
There was a. So for those of you who don't know, there's an infamous video here on YouTube of because David Haye was getting ready to fight, I think Fury or someone, I can't remember who.
Yeah.
And he was there's a video of him sparring Wilder. Hrgovic was like maybe 17 years old. Wow. Young.
Out there,
and you could tell, I mean, obviously they didn't put the whole sparring session, so we don't know who got the better of the sparring, but in the little moments we saw, Hrgovic didn't look out of place against the Bronze Bomber.
No, I'm great. That was a good fight to see.
So I like that fight. Joe Joyce, obviously. Any one of them top guys. If Trevor Bryan, the winner of Trevor Bryan Dubois, I love that fight, especially if it's Trevor Bryan because then it's the All-American fight. Trevor Bryan has called out Deontay Wilder on this channel on a couple times, asking for a shot. So now if he beats Dubois, which is going to be a big if, it's a big ask, but if he does, he's now looking at he's actually in the more favorable position. You know what I'm saying? So Terry O'Common, shout out to him. He says, Filip Hrgovic is basically Vitaly Klitschko 2.0. And I actually told him that one time. I told him that when I interviewed him, and he said, yes, but better.
Yeah,
Now, I don't know about that yet because Vitaly Klitschko is one of the greatest heavyweights that ever laced him up. But he fights just like him. It looks like he's the offspring of Vitaly Klitschko. So I'm looking forward to seeing Hrgovic back in action soon. I mean, H Money just dropped some news on me. Him training at Rodney Shields.
I didn't even hear that. For him to say that, that's good that he's back though. I'm glad he's back. He's gonna make boxing exciting. AJ
gonna want the hometown advantage after Andy. He ain't ever come back to America. Well, look, my thing is this: Anthony Joshua, he needs to come back and right that wrong. He needs to come to America and win a fight on American soil because it's easy to do it in your hometown where you're comfortable, but it's a lot different to do it in America.
Yeah,
as he showed, as he saw. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with the heavyweight division.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. Like I said, I think it's great for boxing. You probably have some time off and you realize, like, you know what? I'm soul searching, and I think I need to come back to boxing. And he feels his journey's not done. Whatever that may be for Deontay Wilder, wish him the best.
Absolutely. But you know what? Let me see. What other fights are there? I know there's other matches out there we could talk about with Wilder. I mean, there's just so many.
That's a Gonzalez fight coming up too.
Who?
Gonzalez, the Puerto Rican, and that guy.
Jonathan Gonzalez? Yeah.
There's that one.
I'll tell you this. I was talking to a friend today. Shout out to my boy Felipe out in Texas. We had a nice conversation today. And one of the fights you guys can expect to see me at. I can't really tell you about Better BF Smith. I'm 50-50 on that right now. Probably leaning more towards the no right now. But the next fight you guys could really, really expect me to see at 100% is going to be June 25th. Say the date. Next month, June 25th. Bam Rodriguez versus Rungvisai, San Antonio, Texas. I'll be at that fight because that's a fight worth going to. You got a good undercard. You got Julio Cesar Martinez against Big Williams Royal in the rematch. That's the one I'm really looking forward to. What do you think about Bam Rodriguez versus Rungvisai, Pops?
I'm dying for that fight. I think Bam Rodriguez already exceeded my expectations from what he did. moving up and winning that WBC belt, and why not continue doing it now and challenging himself with Rangasai. Whether he wins or not, we don't know, but at least he's not sleeping on his opportunities. He's going here and getting it done. No excuses. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah. JG says with he being Anthony Joshua, he wanted the rematch in the UK. Yeah, he did, but they met somewhat in the middle. I really don't think it's the middle because the Saudis really love Anthony Joshua.
Yeah. And
they really catered to him, and that fight was where he struck a good relationship with the Prince of Saudi Arabia. So it really wasn't even a neutral site, even though they wanted to pass it off as that. It was really a venue and a site that favored Anthony Joshua. But listen, it wouldn't have mattered if they fought on Mars. But the way Andy Ruiz came into the ring that night, he was never going to beat no damn Anthony Joshua.
Do you think Spike O'Sullivan's going to beat Lara?
I'm glad you asked.
He came out saying he's going to do something that Canelo didn't do.
Now, we know that Arizona Lara, had a wonderful and tremendous career as a 154-pounder. He moved up to 160 last year when he fought Thomas Cornflake Lamana and knocked him out in one round. Looked like the damn Mike Tyson in that fight. Okay. Now he's taking on Gary Spike O'Sullivan, a guy that's really never won the big fights, been a decent, solid gatekeeper, but never won the big fights. This is a fight. I'm not giving him a huge chance, but I think he has a chance because he's actually naturally a 160-pounder. But I'm still gonna go with Lara. Because Sullivan's pretty basic. Yeah. He don't really have a lot with him as far as
like a knockout.
I hope so.
He's gonna do what?
I hope he brings the fight right to Lara and lets Lara know that you in a new weight class.
Yeah. Also, nobody's calling him up for the big fights. Lara doesn't fight that much either. I mean, so he's really. I mean, he's got his win. He's got a comfortable life. God bless him. But to me, he doesn't fight enough and doesn't get enough people to fight. Competitive people, competitive fighters to fight. And now he wants people to call him out. Jamel will knock him off the fuck out of here.
Oh, Jamel Charlo?
Yeah, Jamel will beat the shit out of him. I'm on him real quick.
You sure?
Yep. I will take Jamel on that shit any day. I mean, he only fights every once a year, and I don't know if that's because of fucking Al Heyman, but then he wants to come make fights, and then he wants to do this, he wants to do that, but he doesn't fight enough. Get out of here with that shit. If you get with Jamel's gonna ring your fucking ass.
Is there any fight at 154 you think beats Jamel?
Right now?
Yeah.
I look at the
there's Tim Tszyu, there's Fundora.
I like Tim Tszyu, but Tim Tszyu just came off an injury.
There's Fundora.
Fundora and Jamel?
Yeah.
Damn. See what Fundora did to what's his name?
I mean, there's Tony Harrison in the third fight. If they want to do that, Tony Harrison's had a good performance against Sergio Garcia.
I don't care who fights him, whether it's Charlo, Jamel.
Hold on. That's the fight we need in boxing.
Who?
That's the fight it just dawned on me. That's the fight we need.
Who?
We need Jamel Charlo versus Tony Harrison too. That shit 1-1. It's 1-1. If we're gonna keep the same energy for Golovkin and Canelo, and they say, "Oh, well, it's unfinished business," I'm keeping that same energy for Tony Harrison versus Charlo.
Yeah, but
this shit is 1-1. One of the best rivalries in boxing.
Right. But you think Jamel's gonna give him that chance? I don't think so.
Of course not.
He won't give him that chance because one thing that Harrison did,
he doesn't even think he lost the first fight.
He got it in his head real bad, and that fucked up Charlo until the rematch. I don't think that fight can happen. Jamel won't give him the option.
I think Tony Harrison is one big win away from getting that fight.
You think so?
If he can go fight a guy like a Tim Tszyu,
you say Tim Tszyu's good too.
Because Tim Tszyu and Tony Harrison, that was discussed before Tim made his American debut to fight in Australia. Tony didn't fight him in Australia,
right?
But now that Tim is here,
it could happen,
and he's aligned with PBC.
It could happen.
Tim Tszyu versus Tony Harrison, I think that's the fight that makes the most sense.
Okay, but what I'm going to come up with mandatory or have interim title or something.
Tim Tszyu's already the mandatory.
To who?
To Charlo. Charlo the belt, so it's mandatory.
So you say the winner for?
I'm saying
Harrison beats Tim Tszyu.
If Tim Tszyu can't get the Jamel fight straight away, and let's just say Tim Tszyu takes a voluntary intermediate fight in between.
Right.
Let's say it's against Tony Harrison, and Tony Harrison beats him. That makes Tony Harrison the mandatory.
He's coming back from operation or something. So
who?
Tim Tszyu.
Okay.
Some shit down with his wrist.
Well, at some point, whether it's
sooner, that'd be a great fight. But I mean, if Harrison positioned himself to become a mandatory to one of Charlo's belts, then that'd be great. But then again, Charlo would have the option to fight him or not, right? Or he has to fight him.
If he's a mandatory, he'll get stripped if you don't fight after a certain amount of time.
Yeah. So I mean, that'd be a great fight because what I like about it is the chirping that Harrison gave. Yeah, but you know what was the fight? That was me. Luis Cubas Aris. What's his name? Aris.
He better just worry about.
He said he want. He's got to fight.
Hold on. He better just worry about his fucking fight with Jimmy Quiet Storm Williams this week, because the last time Cuba had a fight, he fought Vaughn Alexander, a guy he was supposed to beat coming off a Jarrett Hurd win, and he did not do that.
Right.
So forget anything he's talking about right now. He talking a lot.
Okay.
He need to worry about beating Jimmy Quiet Storm Williams.
Because I remember he called Harris. Harris went off the, remember, before Harris's last fight.
If he can get past,
he wants to fight him.
If he can get past New England's very own Jimmy Quiet Storm Williams, which he should, because you probably don't remember this, but we went live for a Jimmy Williams fight one time.
No.
He fought Greg Vendetti on CES Boxing.
No.
So you don't remember it. It wasn't like a great fight. It wasn't the most memorable live, but it happened.
Okay.
Trust me, it happened. I can prove it. But he has to make sure he beats him. That's this weekend. Again.
So you don't want to hear that shit then?
I don't want to hear what he wants to do. He needs to win his fight, because he's a guy that's shown a lot of inconsistency in his career.
Okay.
We're getting towards the end of the live. We got like 15 minutes left.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to say is this. I wanted to give everybody a heads up to look out for a particular fighter on the undercard of Rolly versus Tank. Now, on the first fight on the undercard, the opening fight, you're going to get a 130-pound prospect, a guy that has told me on this channel that he believes he's the next face of Puerto Rican boxing.
Who's that?
And that's South Florida's very own Luis El Chucho Melendez. He's taking on Eduardo Ramirez to open up the Showtime pay-per-view card. I want you guys to look out for him. You know, he did have one fight on TV against Thomas Matisse, which was a controversial fight. Most people thought Matisse won. It could have went either way. I think that fight probably may warrant a rematch down the line if Matisse can start winning again. He just won this weekend, by the way. But yeah, he's a good fighter. I know he's better than he showed in that fight, and I know that he's someone that, he's been in camp with top guys, been sparring like Chris Colbert. He actually sparred Tank for this fight as well.
Really?
So very, 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 very good fighter. Very defensively sound. Box as well. My only knock on Chucho is that maybe if I had to have one knock on him, my only knock is that maybe he's not the biggest power puncher in the world, but he punches hard enough to get people's respect, and he's very, very defensively sound. So watch out for him. Opening fight, Rolly Tank undercard.
Yeah, what do you think about Eddie Hearn saying that he was disappointed that some of the rankings put Canelo down or something?
Eddie Hearn is going to say whatever he needs to say to make sure Canelo stays with DAZN and he keeps getting that check, because DAZN is a sinking ship.
They put Crawford. Is it? Yeah.
It's a sinking ship financially, and right now Canelo Alvarez is right now he's the straw that stirs the drink. He's the guy that's bringing in the money, the do-re me's. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Shout out to all 26 of you here. Make sure y'all smash that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. True School Sports.
Roger Gutierrez versus Hector Garcia.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Roger Gutierrez, Hector Luis Garcia.
That's not until July.
Okay, so apparently Roger Gutierrez is gonna fight Hector Luis Garcia on July 10th for the WBA title, which is great because it makes sense, because if you guys remember correctly, the original fight was supposed to be Chris Colbert versus Hector against Roger Gutierrez. That was the initial fight. Gutierrez got injured. Hector Luis Garcia filled in. He beats Colbert. So by way of beating Chris Colbert, he's now put himself in a position to really, really change his life and beat Roger Gutierrez, become WBA 100 and what is it, 30? 26? Yeah. I think it's 26. Is it 30 or 26? 30. 130 pound champion. So this is what it is there.
That's a good fight.
But yeah, if y'all got any questions, comments, concerns, we got 12 minutes left. So just drop them down below. I'll answer anything. This is the anything goes portion of the live.
Yeah.
And just so you guys know, if you didn't know and you forgot, True School Sports has been unofficially sponsored by quite a few number of companies. But we're going to let, former heavyweight contender Jarrell Miller tell us who we're sponsored by. So Big Baby, tell the people who sponsored this channel.
Vienna sausage, cinnamon buns, Wonder Bread, Kool-Aid with no motherfucking sugar.
There you go. Shout out to Vienna sausages. Yeah. Shout out to Wonder Bread, and a supreme shout out to Kool-Aid with no motherfucking sugar.
He's
right.
Coming back soon though. I guess his fight is over now, so hopefully he'll be back to fighting again.
Jesus M asks, BT, what are your plans for Saturday and Sunday? Saturday, my plans is to wake up very early, go to the gym, come home, eat, go live for Rolly Tank that night. Sunday, I'm just gonna relax. I'm gonna relax, maybe make a video or two, maybe go live depending on how the fight plays out. But pretty simple and straightforward week here for me. You know, not really want to complicate things. Mr. I Know Boxing says Shakur is gonna clear that 130 division. I don't think he'll get. I mean, I think in theory he could if he could get the fights, but unfortunately, Mr. I Know Boxing, I don't think Shakur is gonna get the chance to fight the other champions because. You know, Roger Gutierrez is a Golden Boy Promotions fighter.
Oh, my God.
Hector Luis Garcia is a PBC fighter. So whoever wins that fight isn't going to fight a guy from Top Rank like Shakur. Then you got, who's the other champion? You got Kenichi Ogawa taking on
that's right.
the Welsh Wizard, Joe Cordina. Now, I can see Shakur fighting the winner of that fight because there's been times in the past where Top Rank and DAZN have done unification fights. Example, i.e., Jose Ramirez versus Maurice Hooker. That was a couple years ago. That was a cross-promotional fight. So it can be done. So I think the winner of that Cordina versus Ogawa fight, that's the last champion to probably be able to fight. I don't see him being able to fight the winner of Hector Luis Garcia versus Gutierrez for the WBA belt. But, you know, hopefully, you know, maybe the star power of Shakur increases and maybe they can leverage that out to get an undisputed fight. Who knows? But right now, I don't think it's going to happen. But yeah, man, it's been like what day is it today? I don't even know what day it is anymore. Today's Wednesday. So hope you guys are enjoying your Wednesday night because I know for a lot of people, there's people out there going through all sorts of trauma and things in the world, and you know, just get if you're having a bad day today, just get through it. That's all I'm gonna tell everybody. Just get through it. BT, how do you think Benavidez will respond to Morrell calling him a bitch? I don't know. I think I would hope Benavidez. It's my hope that Benavidez would respond in the way that he talks about Plan and the way he talks about Charlo. But you know, you don't really know. You know, it's easy to act like a killer when you're fighting guys that are not your side who don't throw that much punches. They don't have really anything behind them. You know, it's different when you can fight a guy when a guy's calling you out and he's your size and you know in your heart of hearts that he is a legitimate threat. So it's different. We'll see. Question: when Usyk whoops AJ again, and if Fury retires, will it be a duck? Yes, I like Fury. I would love to sit here and cap for him and all this stuff, but you know, fair is fair. You know, if you're over here saying that you're the baddest man on the planet and that you would do this and you do that to Usyk, if he beats Joshua, you got to go see Usyk. Otherwise, it will be considered by me and many in boxing an incredibly massive duck. So yeah, hopefully we don't have to get to that point. But yes, to answer your question, yes. Do you think Shakur should move up or go for undisputed at 130? The other belt holders don't have big names at 135. Well, as far as 30, I don't think he'll be able to go undisputed at 130 because of the fact that because of you know, with Shakur being a top-ranked fighter, I don't think I just don't foresee Golden Boy Promotions making a fight happen with Roger Gutierrez and Shakur Stevenson. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they don't really care about Roger Gutierrez and they don't mind him losing and making a little money off of him. So maybe he can go undisputed, but I don't think he can. The only champion I think he will fight if you know, is the winner of Joe Cordina versus Ogawa. And for me personally, that's a really good fight that I haven't made a video about yet, but I will soon. It's worth talking about. Joe Cordina is one of the most underrated talents and fighters from the UK. You know, Eddie Hearn props up a lot of trash fighters, guys that are not as good as advertised. But the guys that he seems to not talk about a lot tend to be the ones that are better. Yeah, guys like Buatsi, guys like Cordina, guys like even a Michael McKinson. Mm-hmm. So we'll see what happens.
Then Martinez is fighting Arroyo.
I know, I just told you that. I literally just told you that like 15 minutes ago.
Did you?
Yeah. When I was talking about Bam, I just told you that.
I didn't hear that part.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think about that fight, Pop? What do you think about McWilliams Arroyo versus Martinez?
I'm riding Arroyo. I'm right with the Puerto Rican.
Who do you think will win?
Probably Martinez probably is the favorite, but I'm going Arroyo.
Well, I want Arroyo to win because, you know, he fought Cholatito, so if he beats Martinez, that makes Cholatito's resume look better. Yeah. So I'm going to go for the Puerto Rican in that one, only because Cholatito, you know, I want that resume to keep improving and improving.
Yeah, I'm surprised you want to tell H Money that you like that Pedraza. You respect him more as a Puerto Rican fighter.
Pedraza, one of the best Puerto Rican. He turned out to be one of the best Puerto Rican fighters. But Samir definitely. Shakur needs to answer the second part of your question. I would rather Shakur go to 135 because the beautiful thing about that is once he goes to 135, there's going to be a whole lot of movement up and down.
Yeah,
they're not going to want to fight Shakur.
Yeah, nobody's going to want it.
But it'll be good because it's a glamour division, and it'll be a chance for him to start his campaign of being a 3 division champion.
We got Angulo, Blanca still now. Angulo.
I slightly got Belanga.
Slightly.
Charlo got the IBF with Fundora and the WBO mandatory to deal with. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Charlo had to vacate both his belts with the 160.
Oh, so his brother was just talking junk.
His brother don't know shit. His brother was drunk off his ass.
He said, "Yeah, you're right. That's the video I seen too."
Yeah.
We got Kikuchi of Bermudez.
I haven't never watched Bermuda's fight, so I can't say. But
is that one of Harold?
Harold hates Hito the Kaguchi.
Why?
He says he's a bitch. He said he's a bitch because
he calls everybody a bitch.
No, he doesn't. Because for one, he's managed by Eddie Reynoso, and number two, he said that he got mad because on the Cholatito Estrada 2 undercard, he fought a guy named Axel Vega called his name's El Mini.
Mm-hmm.
He's like 4 foot, like 10, shorter than you.
Yeah. Oh, that's why.
Yeah, he's like this guy over here fighting midgets, and he wants to act like he's the best fighter in the division. Oh, the Maloney brothers are fighting.
One of them is.
What on?
Maloney.
I saw another one.
No, that's someone's fighting.
Junior Fa versus Marcus Brown. That's an interesting fight.
He's old.
If Junior Fa can't look good against Marcus Brown, then he's done. Yeah. Not done.
They are both fighting. You're right. Both Maloney's out fighting.
Will G says, would it be worth it for Boo Boo to vacate and try to become mandatory to WCR for Charles or Benavidez? Because I don't see the point of fighting Parker or Johnny Beck. Well, if you would have asked me this question a month or so or 2 ago, I would have said yes, go to 168. But the reality is that 160 belt is the only leverage he has in boxing right now. And whether people want to admit it or not, there is now starting to become an increasing demand for Johnny Beck. And with the lack of options, with the Parker fight being put on hold, my opinion is I think Demetrius Andre should defend the belt one last time at 160, beat Johnny Beck because Johnny Beck's getting a lot of hype from the ESPN machine right now. And then after that, he'll get some respect. His reputation will go up. And then you can go ahead and do that, whether it be Parker or with somebody else in 168. But my roadmap, like if I was Andre's manager, my roadmap for Andre would be this would be in chronological order. It would be Johnny Beck, voluntary, like stay busy fight, then Zach Parker. Well, you can't really take time because he's kind of old, so you can't take a voluntary. So Johnny Beck, rest for like 6 months. Parker, if he can get to those two, he should be able to get a big fight. But those are 2 guys to beat back to back.
Is this guy any good?
Henderson. I don't know much about him. What's his first name? I think it's Kelvin.
Is
where is Gustavo Lemos popping up again? Say that name again, BT. Yeah, Gustavo Lemos. Gustavo Lemos is one of the highest ranked fighters in the IBF. He just knocked out Lee Selby his last fight. Watch out for him because whoever wins that Kambosos Haney fight might be doing mandatory defense against Gustavo Lemos. So
you see Tio back working out?
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah. Shout out to Tio. Tio back in the gym.
God bless him.
Looking for greatness.
God bless him.
No problem. Thank you, BT, for this talking boxing. Keep us updated. Absolutely. God bless you, those bros. Hope all is well. Unpopular opinion: Johnny Beck beats everyone at 160. I don't know. I don't even think that's an unpopular opinion. Ever since the Danny Dignam fight, I've seen a gajillion people say Johnny Beck is beating everybody at 160.
He beat a guy that looked like a stick. I mean, he totally knocked him out. I knew when he was walking in that this guy wasn't going to last long against Johnny Beck.
I think Johnny Beck is one of the best middleweights out there.
Yeah.
So I think he can beat everybody at 160 for the most part, except the guy that everybody wants him to fight, which is Andre. And it's not a knock on Johnny Beck. I think Johnny Beck will have a great chance to beat Andre. It wouldn't shock me if he did beat Andre because Johnny Beck's very strong. He's very well schooled.
He's been calling Andre up for a long time, though, hasn't he? So make the fight happen, I
mean, I'm the guy who has a video on here. Before any of this Johnny Beck Andre stuff started, I was always the one that said, I made a video, I think it was November or October last year.
Yeah.
Johnny Beck, the man to beat Andre. This is before the mandatory stuff. This is before anybody really gave a fuck.
Wow.
Video doesn't have like that many views because nobody gave a fuck about
And
Johnny
now,
Beck.
when it comes out.
Now they care about Johnny Beck.
Now, I think you'll get views on that video.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Who cares? I'm just saying, like.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
You called it out.
I doubt the zone page for Johnny Beck. And the WBO said Canelo has an 18-month window before mandatory. So Parker fight wouldn't make sense. Just go straight to Benavidez. That's true. Oh, yeah. Canelo. Oh, yeah. You're going to hate this.
What?
So apparently, when Canelo fought Plant, the WBO had a rule in their
at that time
in their rule book. No, it stands now. That I forgot what it was. I can look it up. In fact, let me look it up. I want to look it up because I want to make sure I have everything in order. Hold on. I want to make sure I have all my facts, all my ducks in a row when I come out here and not say this. But yeah, basically, Canelo doesn't have to make it for the WBO. Canelo doesn't have to make a defense for 18 months. So if you're Zach Parker or if you're Andre who gets there eventually, you get frozen out for a year and a half.
So why is he getting special treatment? I know what you're saying, but I mean that's bullshit. You know why? I hope somebody else beats the shit out of him again. Seriously.
Here we go. Okay, so let me go to the screen
I
share.
hope he beat the shit out of him.
Let me go to the screen share.
There should not be no preference like just like.
So here it is from Michael Benson. The WBO's Gustavo Oliveris has now revealed that the WBO sanctioned the Canelo versus Caleb undisputed fight last November as a mandatory defense for Canelo, meaning that he does not have to make another mandatory defense versus Zach Parker for 18 months after that. So do the math. So this only for the WBO. So
November
November to November,
12 months.
November, that's 12 months. Then you'd have December, January, February, March, April. So he doesn't got to make a defense mandatory in WBO until April of 2023.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, 2023.
Next year.
So the second quarter next year.
I swear to God, these sexual advice have so much double standards.
No, so yeah, what would you have a point? Then in that case, you're right. Great point. I read that today, but I forgot about it. Great point. At that case, if you can go straight to Benavidez or anybody at 168, you go ahead and do that.
Yeah, take it whatever you can now because you can't. You don't have much fun just sitting back 18 months waiting for just to get inside. You're not guaranteed you're going to get the fight.
Yeah. Ogawa should fight Roger Gutierrez, and the winner should fight Shakur for the real undisputed. I agree with that, but that's probably not what's going to happen. And I'm not even sure Ogawa's going to beat Joe Cordina. Might be Joe Cordina.
Cordina's pretty good, you said.
Yeah. That's why I thought vacate and try to force WBC mandatory, but I'm not sure that's how that would work. Yeah, there's a lot of politics and minutia and fine print you got to weed between when it comes to this boxing stuff. Last question, and then I'm going to get up on out of here.
Yeah.
Samir says, how far do you think Frank Sanchez can go? I thought Efe Agjagba was going to beat him, and I'm not going to lie to you. I thought Efe was improving. I gave him a great chance. I thought he would win. I think Frank is very overlooked. I overlook him a lot because maybe he doesn't have the best style for the heavyweight division. But he wins, and he wins effectively. He's the only guy from the Reynoso gym that's winning, and that's only because he's the only guy in that gym that hasn't been contaminated with the Reynoso style.
I was going to say that, but you said it for me.
You know? So I think Frank is going to get a title shot at some point. Think with his boxing ability and his size, he can give a lot of guys a good run for their money. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I like Frank. Frank's a guy that's going on me over the years and over the fights and things like that.
Yeah,
so
sometimes you can't just look at the styles and they went just like when you tell me a lot about David Haney. Pops, he's on the feet for
boxing is not about what you like; it's about what's effective for the fighter. So if that's the way he fights and it's effective for him, you can't be criticizing.
My son said real quick. My son said, "I will never be a good manager."
No. Too prideful.
He said, "I wouldn't make a good manager for a boxer." Yeah, for what he told me, he said, "Stick to just watching boxing and talking boxing."
Yeah. But listen, guys. On that note, I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you guys for the live.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here.
It's been a great time. We'll be live again tomorrow night, same time, 9:00 or 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 8:30 Central, 6:30 Pacific, and if you're in the UK, sometime early in the wee hours of the morning. So you guys take care. We got the live this weekend with Rolly and Tank. And be there with us for that. Continue to check out all the videos that get dropped on the channel because there are a lot coming out. We're working very, very hard. And on that note, you guys take care. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me. But I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.